go time. It's go time, everybody. Everybody, it's go time, everybody. I don't sing. It's my weird, awkward weirdness in the beginning when I'm hoping it works. It works. It works. Okay, let's see. Is it going through? Is it going through? All right, check stream health. Awesome. Stream settings. Everything's looking good. The sound sounds good. I'm looking pretty good, right? I'm not looking all grainy like I'm at Pompeii, right? Mount Vesuvius just erupted. Hey guys, I'm here from Pompeii. Mount Vesuvius just erupted. You can't see me, but I'm here. Yeah, it's looking good. Good quality. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Let's go ahead and do a proper hello. Hello, Lucky, Janet, Claire Bear. Thank you for being here. Lucky, Julie, Shelly. We have Nidia. We have Tiger in the house. Tiger. We have B. Hello, B. Stasia. Sorry if I butcher your name. I don't mean to. Jeannie. We have Horse Gone Wild. Just, all right. Things are moving fast. All right. Tiger. We got Mary. Hello, everybody. Ashley. Much, what is it? Much Thirst. Oh. Blue Rose. Everybody curious. How's everybody doing? Truth over verdict. All right. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well this Wednesday morning. I know it's really weird. We don't usually do live streams on Wednesdays, but I feel like we're getting somewhere here. So I've paused, just a very slight pause on the videos, because as I'm building this, it's getting a little bit overwhelming. And because of that, it's making my editing process a little bit harder. So I figured it's actually going to be a lot easier to present this to you all if we do it as a collaboration. And with the help of everybody, we are, at least I hope, that we'll be getting closer to the most plausible theory, the truth. And I feel like we're getting there. We are there basically because of the videos that we've been watching, how we have been piecing everything together. So I do feel like we are almost there. Oh, we're almost there, you guys. I feel it. I don't know why, but something about the things that we have all, but what I mean by all, I mean everybody in the community, everybody who has been following this case since the beginning, including other content creators. I feel like we are getting to it. And so I'm excited because we all want, again, we want justice and we want to know the truth. So that's what we are doing here. And before I started, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. I know that last time, this is what I do every time I'll make my live streams. I go back, I check everything just to make sure that the sound quality is good, the video quality is good, and then just to see what the things look like all over the screen. Should I make this bigger? Should I make it smaller? And I found out that I missed a few of you early at my last live stream. Some of you have had questions, and I skipped right over them, and not because I did it on purpose. So just so you all know, I don't do these things intentionally. You all, please just know I'm not ignoring you on purpose. Like, I don't like you. I don't like your question. No, it really is whatever pops up on my screen at the moment. And just for perspective, there's a lot of things going on my screen on this big one right here. I have my stream quality running. I have my video. I want to make sure that's good. I want to make sure that everything on the screen looks right. And then on top of that, I'm looking at the comments. I'm replying to as many as I can. So nothing that I do is intentional. It really is just my brain. It's processing things at rapid fire speeds. And it's 11 a.m. here. So if I haven't had my coffee yet, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to be like, why is everything so slow? It's not really that my chat is moving slow. It's that my brain is moving slow. So Just wanted to let you all know, again, I'm not missing any of you on purpose, but somebody did ask a very, very important question, and that was Cosmo Bear. So Cosmo Bear, if you are watching this, I do want to answer your question. We will get to it. And it was regarding one of Nicole Kessinger's involvement. It was the baseball game. So we will get there. And if you have any information on that, please share it with us, share it with the chat. So, yeah, we are here because, as you can see, we have started creating a timeline. I color coded things. So, we're going to get through all of these basically day by day, week by week, event by event. We're going to pretty much not cross-examine. What's the word I'm looking for? We are going to compare all of the actual evidence that we have, including phone records, everything, so that we can start building a timeline that we can visualize. So that if things start looking weird, kind of like in this page right here, oh, look at that. It's August. Lots of weird things happened this week, huh? So we'll be able to visualize patterns. It's color coded. That's how my brain works. So we'll be able to see things that happened. We'll be able to start piecing things together. That is at least my hope. And thank you all. Oh, look at that. What's up, Z? Hey, Zawoki in the house. Whoop, whoop. Zawoki. Yeah, all of us crazy friends here, obsessed with this case still. I know I was talking to a few of you. I know last time I said that my friends are like, Roxy, you need to stop doing that. It's affecting your mental health. Well, I guess we're all going to end up in the loony bin together, right? All of us obsessed friends, all of us stuck on Watts Island. We're all going to end up together at the loony bin, at the insane asylum. Hey, what's up, Margaret? How's it going, Margaret? Oh my God. Have you had your meds yet? You have? Oh my God, me too. I took my meds. But anyway, do you want to talk about Nicole Kessinger? Let's do it, girl. Sorry, I can't really move as much because, of my straitjacket. But girl, let's talk about it. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. We'll talk after my lobotomy. Talk to you later, girl. That's how we're going to end up at the insane asylum in our straitjackets, talking about Chris Watts, Nicole Kessinger, as we get lobotomized. Awesome stuff. It's fun. It's fun in here. Okay. So this calendar is a work in progress. It's something that is going to start a little messy, but we're going to refine it as we go. We're going to refine it as we go. And I've already started with a few things here just to kind of get an idea of when this actually started. And I think without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to go ahead and dive in. I will be stopping, so if you are listening, if you're one of those people that likes to listen to it, there's going to be a few. Yeah, like that. Yeah, you heard that? Silence. And the silence is because I will be thinking and collaborating with the chat and with all of you. Anybody that collaborates and adds to this. Okay, not crazy, determined. Yes. Yeah, we're not crazy. We're just very determined. Determined people, all in straitjackets, taking our meds. Yeah. Our pills. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Crazily detained. Yes, Yoda says determined we are. Yeah, yes. The wisdom. Yoda. I don't know why I did it. Maybe that's wrong. Terrible. I'm terrible at accents, you guys. I do watch Star Wars. I have watched Star Wars. It's just, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Okay. So we see here. So June. We're going to start with the month of June 2018. This is under the assumption, of course, right? Under the assumption that Nicole and Chris Watts actually met sometime this week. Neither of them gave a clear date of when they met. So I have here kind of just a baseline somewhere from June 1st through Saturday the 9th. It could be Friday, right? Because it's the work week. But somewhere in between this time frame here, they met. Now, we know that Nichol Kessinger emailed, or not emailed, sorry. She Googled Chris Watts and Shanann a whole year prior, around September or November of 2017. Now, I did read in the chat in our last live stream, some of you believe, or whether you believe or there is evidence to support that they actually met somewhere else. They met at a work event, at the gym, somewhere else. And that is actually when they first interacted. Nothing actually happened, right? Nothing actually happened because we don't see any evidence of it. Chris Watts didn't go absolutely insane until he actually started working with her. So even if they did, let's say they did meet back in the day, back in November of 2017, the actual event leading up to it didn't actually happen, apparently, until they met and started working together in June of 2018. So what do we think about that? What do we think about them maybe meeting before? Nothing happened. They probably just, said, hey, hello. Oh, you're nice. Yeah. And then Chris Watts probably helped her get a job at Anadarko. I know that some of you speculated on that and have thoughts on that. So let me know. Let me know your thoughts on that, on the meeting, June, or what was it, 2017. She got her boobs done. That's when Chris noticed. Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, she was pawning some stuff to get them done. How many things can I pawn? Hi, Auntie. Hi, Auntie. What's that over there? You see that? Let me take this jewelry and this jewelry. Oh, no, nothing. No, nothing. Sorry. I thought I saw a fly. Oh, my God. What's that? Oh, nothing. I was just kidding. She's tricking her aunt to look somewhere else so that she can take the jewelry, so she can get work done. Hello, Chris. Hello, nice to meet you. Do you like these? I purchased them with pawn money. Yeah, pawning cats, pawning jewelry, pawning batteries even, right? Those 9-volt batteries that go in the smoke detectors. It's probably what she's been pawning. That's why she doesn't have any. That's why the cousin doesn't have any. Where did all my batteries go? Oh, it's my cousin, Nichol. My cousin's been pawning all of the batteries. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Did they actually meet? Did they actually meet? That's why yes, that's why he had to pay for everything because of her debt, right? Of course, as you all know, this is a commentary channel. So please don't go home and tell your friends, oh my God, guess what I found out? Nichol pawned everything, all of the batteries, and that's why, because she wanted to get a boob job, right? None of this is factual. Again, this is just us brainstorming. This is us brainstorming. Hey, this is how we come up with scientific research, right? All of us just throw ideas out there. Oh, I don't know. Did the dinosaurs get pawned? I don't know. Did somebody come in and throw a baseball at the T-Rex and that's why they all went extinct? Mm-hmm. Did Nichol Kessinger come in and say, hey, leave Jim alone? And so that's why the T-Rex went extinct? Because they couldn't eat Jim? Oh my God. This is my dinner. What do you mean? What do you mean leave Jim alone? I can't eat my dinner. That's why they all went extinct, right? Like this is all just ideas out there, right? None of this should be taken seriously. But the serious part, though, is what do we actually think about Nichol Kessinger, the meeting, whether she got work done or not, right? Whether she got some new twin friends, twinsies. Oh, look at that. I have new twin friends. Whether she got that or not, right? Irrelevant. Did she meet Chris Watts prior to 2017? She Googled. So my guess is that she had knowledge of Chris Watts. Whether Chris Watts had knowledge of Nichol Kessinger, that is to be seen. right? We still haven't confirmed nor denied that part, but for sure, Nicole Kessinger had knowledge of Chris Watts. So that we know for sure. None of that was some kind of weird glitch. Oh, Google got the dates wrong. No, 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 no. For sure, she Googled the couple in 2017. So then that's why we know that she had knowledge of them. But again, we don't know if Chris had knowledge of her. Yes, yes, the scientific method. Yes, we're creating hypotheses here. That's what we're doing. Hypotheses. Yeah. Oh, she's going to answer. Yes, yes, Cosmo Bear. Hello. Cosmo Bear, how are you? Thank you. Thank you for all your questions and all of your information from last week. You did have some very important information, and the other one was with the baseball. And since you're already here, what information can you give us about Nicole Kessinger's whereabouts? And we are going to fast forward to that. What can you tell us about Nicole Kessinger's whereabouts on, let's go here, August? On this day, right? On the 10th. Here I put down Nicole Kessinger baseball game. So I know that you mentioned, and a few of you have mentioned, some text messages between Nicole and the coworkers. So we speculate then that Nicole Kessinger went to a baseball game with her friends, and then she went to the bar with her friends. And so that's why then Chris texted her that text message. I'll pull it up in a second. That's why he texted her, oh, get home safely, because we're under the assumption that Nicole Kessinger went to the baseball game and then a bar. So Nicole is telling her, hey, get home safely from being at a bar with your friends. Is that correct? That is just me, ballpark, you know. Is that kind of the idea that we have there, Cosmo Bear? And anybody else that has any information on this? I'm going to go ahead and pull up the text messages, but yeah, let me know. Let me know if you have any information on the baseball game for Nicole Kessinger, the text messages that we can then go through and verify that she never actually did meet with Chris on that day. Get home safe. Here it is. Okay. So we're talking about. Okay, let's see. Okay. We are talking about this text message right here. Okay. So we're saying then that this text message, by the way, I think I've verified this is the text messages that come in on the Moto Z3. So the text messages that came in on the Motorola Z3, which is the phone that Nicole Kessinger has the text message structure that looks this way. This is how the text messages come in. So at first, I thought that this was Snapchat and it wasn't, or that it was WhatsApp. It's not. This is the text messages. This is how it looks like on the Motorola Z3 with Verizon. So then he texted her, hope you get home safe. Oh, get home safe. My sweet dreams, my sexy empanada. I just found out what an empanada was yesterday. Yeah, it's that crunchy thing with the meat in the middle. Okay. Yeah, empanada. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Okay. All I know about that is Danielle came into town Friday and stayed with her. Okay, perfect. So then Danielle came in on Friday and and stayed with her that weekend. But where was Danielle Saturday night when they had sex at her place? Exactly. Okay. Thank you for that information, Cosmo Bear. Okay, so then this is what we are looking at right here. Okay, so we are talking about Friday, the same day as Chris Watts' Fire Stick Day. He took the day off. So did Nicole Kessinger. Neither of them went to work. And Nicole was at a baseball game. It's the same time that Danielle was in town, and we can go, yeah. So Danielle came into town around Friday, right? Yes, it's all possible. Yeah. I think she was at his house and left. Yes. And stayed that weekend. But where was Danielle Saturday night when they were playing? Exactly, huh? That's very interesting. Okay, so then what we're saying here is that Danielle she spent the night, right? Or she spent the weekend with Nichol Kessinger. So if Danielle, right, this is what we're going to and speculate on just based on the information that we have. If Danielle came in on Friday and she spent the weekend at Nichol Kessinger's place, then if we are to assume that Nichol and Chris actually had, sexy time, or we want to call it Twister, if they actually played Twister on Saturday, then Danielle was in the next room over. Hey guys, you guys have fun. Let me know if you guys need any water, maybe any Gatorade. No, it's okay. This is definitely a 2-player game. No, I don't want to join. No, thank you. It's fine. No, I don't really like that game with 2 people, extra people. Yeah, I don't want to be third wheeling it. No, I'm okay. Have fun though. Are we expected to believe that? Danielle was just like, "Ugh, I'm just going to listen to my music." Or was there even any sounds coming from, their gaming event? Crickets? Maybe. They start the game and it ends 2 minutes later. Oh, you guys are done? Oh, wow, that was quick. Yeah. Who won? How many times did you spin the little twister thing? Oh, really? Oh, so Nicole, you're telling me all you were able to do was get your left hand on blue and the game was over? Oh, well, that's sad. Well, I guess I'll get some sleep then if you guys are that quick with your game. That's awesome. Is that what we're assuming? Okay, so then Danielle was hanging out as those 2 were playing Twister in the next room. Or did Nichol Kessinger go to Chris Watts, meaning Shanann's house, and that is where they played Twister because Danielle didn't want to hear it. Danielle was like, no, it's okay. I don't really like that game. I like it. I don't want to play it with you 2. No thanks. That guy with the potato head, he looks like a psychopath. I don't want to play with him. Right? Like, come on. Did Danielle stay the weekend? The likelihood is that Nichol Kessinger did not play Twister with her friend Danielle in the next door or in the next room over. I think it's more likely that Nichol Kessinger came over to the house and that's where they played Twister. She brought the game over, unrolled it just right there quickly. Quickly, Chris. I just want to get this game in real quick. Oh, it's over. This time my left was going to end up on blue. My left leg was going to end up on blue, Chris, not my left arm. And the game is over already? Are you serious? Why is it that I always lose in this game, Chris? I don't know. I'll let you win next time, Nicole. Okay, so what do we think? Yeah, Truth. Yeah, she Venmo'd. Truth. Yeah, she Venmo'd Nicole. Or sorry, not Nicole, Danielle. Cosmo Bear. Okay, so let me go back. Where did Troy McCoy's sensor go off? Too close to his truck exhaust. Leave Jim alone. Danielle's mom is who died and where she was. Wait, Danielle's mom is who died and where we saw NK this past year on video. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. Is this verified? So the funeral that we saw Nicole at is Danielle's mom. Okay. Oh, very interesting. Okay. So that means that Nicole and her friend Danielle are still in contact. Cool. Okay. Interesting. Lots of interesting information here. Thank you all so much for adding to this. I think was involved. Yes, I think Jim was involved with their Twister time. As we know, Nichol Kessinger was Googling these things. And let's go ahead and see this. So this is the interesting part of the timeline, is that it does seem to be kind of everywhere because some of the dates are just not 100% accurate because these two didn't remember anything. Oh, I don't remember. So everything is kind of like up in the air. When did this actually happen? But the interesting thing is that Nichol Kessinger Googled Twister and how to play with 3 players. And, how can I get both of my hands on yellow and then get both of my other legs up on the red and then somehow do the downward dog pose. How do I do that on Twister is what she was Googling. Downward dog pose. I get both of my hands on blue, both of my legs on red. Downward dog pose. How do I do that, Google? How do I do that with 3 players? That's what she was asking. But notice that she asked that. Oh, man. Okay. Sorry. She asked that on Sunday. She asked Sunday. Sorry. I don't know why this is tickling me so much. On Sunday, she asked Google the Twister rules. So then what was she doing asking these questions on Sunday if they were supposed to meet on Saturday? Interesting, right? Can't roll it. Yes, love it. Yes. The whole going to 2 different Lazy Dog locations was wild. Yes. Lots of mystery around the Lazy Dog and the Twister. Again, why? What's the deal there? Why so much deception and information omission around the Lazy Dog? What's up with that? Daddy, I'm in trouble. I would love to see a map and look at how much time it takes to do that because he was pressed for time. Oh, yes. See, all of this can definitely be visualized. We can put this together and visualize it. I mean, it takes a lot of work, but hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. So thank you for that information, Cosmo Bear. That was very important because, hey, she said she was at the baseball game. They supposedly played Twister. When did they actually play Twister? Nicole says it was on Saturday at her house. Was it really? This is showing that she's Googling it on Sunday, not Saturday. So it's very strange, right? It's one of the bigger mysteries around the Lazy Dog. And even if we look through the discovery, it seems that the investigator, being Kevin Kovac, he kept kind of writing the Lazy Dog everywhere in there. So every time we see him scribbling on his little notepad and he's flipping the pen and hitting his eyeball with it, yeah, he's not playing tic-tac-toe. In fact, he's writing Lazy Dog? ? Back and forth. Huh? Lazy Dog again? Which Lazy Dog? So you just see Lazy Dog ? All through his notepad. Because again, we don't know. We don't know about the Lazy Dog. Why did Dwayne want the case accelerated for Missy Pants if she was so innocent? Exactly. Okay. So now that we have kind of not really even cleared it up, but we had more information about Friday and Nichol Kessinger's baseball game, supposed baseball game. We are going to go back. All right, so let's go back here to the beginning. That's why y'all call it Twister. I didn't realize. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, for all of you who don't know. The Twister joke kind of started as I was editing my videos. I wanted a different word for, sexy time. Mostly because I really don't know what YouTube allows. They're very weird about certain words. So I'm just like, okay, what can I do that I can say this and talk about this, but make it another word where I'm not using, the SE and the letter X together because YouTube is weird about it. So I'm like, what can I do? So then as I was editing, I came up with the visual in my head, which of course I didn't want to. I'm reading and I'm seeing the evidence and I'm like, Nichol Kessinger Googled what? And then in my head, the first thing that popped up in my head was the game Twister because I saw them all three tangled up together playing Twister. It's the first thing that popped up in my head. Okay. Like three spiders tangled together. Oh, where is that my leg? No, that's my other arm. Nope. No, Chris, that's my other arm. Oh, no, that's a different hole, Chris. No. So that's why. Oh, hello. Mr. B. Mr. B is in the house. Mr. B is in the house. So that's why. That's why. And I pictured Twister when she was talking about it. They're all of them tangled in there. I don't know. I'm sorry. Wait, Jim. Sorry, Jim. Is that your foot? Oh, I thought your foot was. Wait, I thought both of your feet were already on different colors. Oh. So that's not your foot. Oh, right. That's what I pictured. That's what I pictured. So that's why it's Twister. Thanks, Rox. You've ruined the Twister game. Jim, please. Sorry, y'all. I know some of you guys, you don't eat chicken and carrots anymore either. I don't like the nutrition. How many proteins does chicken have? It's been ruined for me. I don't need potassium. Ew, carrots? Gross. I know. So many things have been ruined for us. Hey, don't hate the messenger. I'm just here showing you how I see it. Okay, I'm presenting it to you in a different way. I'm sorry that it has ruined things for you. French pretzels. Yeah, Twister game has a whole new meaning. Yeah. Jim, Chris, and then Casey image. A KTD. Why does my Twister game smell like fish? It's the mackerel. That's why. It's all that mackerel that Chris eats. That's why it smells like fish. The tuna and the mackerel mix. Yeah. That's good. But, right, so we see here they met. Who knows when they met? But here we have the very first day that they actually spoke to one another. And we have proof of this because it's their email. Obviously, it's their email. They send work emails to each other. So it's pretty crazy that if they met, let's just say they met on Friday, June 1st. It took a week for them to already start flirting and start talking about, oh, I want to build a life together like the one that you have. Oh, trust me, I'm all about loyalty. It took 1 week. One week. That's all it took. A measly little week. That's it. How many days, how many hours did it take for Chris Watts to already start emailing Nichol Kessinger about, oh my God, I believe in karma, trust me. Really? How long did it take? No time. It took no time whatsoever. Let's go ahead and pull that up. All right. Oh, and then we have the other things too. All right, here we are. So Chris Watts, we have Chris Watts's emails right here. Go ahead and make it small for you guys. Okay. Now, yeah, you might have to squint, right? Get your glasses on, get your portholes on, squint. Well, at least for me, it depends on where you're watching, but let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger for y'all. There we go. Okay. So here we have it. June 12th. Look at that. 4:21 p.m. 4:21. Yes, a beautiful life is something that is hard to find in this world since people always seem to have an agenda for everything, says Nikki. Nikki is projecting that people always seem to have an agenda for everything, she says. All right. She's emailing him on June 12th. People always seem to have an agenda, Chris. Oh my God. I do believe in karma. I agree, she says. But is that the first one? No, here, let's go ahead to the first one. Let's go ahead. I know I'm like kind of all over the place. Okay. So the first one started pretty innocently. Okay. So on the 12th, pretty innocently, gentlemen, she says, the safety person. Gentlemen, I spoke with my gas monitor vendor regarding your app access. Our account has been reset. She's telling them to continue with the same credentials, and if issues arise, contact me, she says. And here it is. And of course, Chris Watts is CC'd in this email. And here we go. Chris Watts at 10:28 a.m. emails her back. Thanks, Nikki. Have a great rest of your day. Emailed her separately. Oh, look at that. I've been CC'd in a work email to do my job. Let me go ahead and CC. I'm not going to CC her. I'm going to direct reply to her only. Thank you, Nikki. Insane, right? Insane. And then very quickly, it escalates. It's almost like she was waiting passively, not even passively. She was waiting desperately for an email to come in because she sent it at 10:28. And then at whatever time, here it is, 10:55, Chris emails her back. And then almost immediately after, or sorry, where is it? Yeah, 10:28. And then at 10:55, she says, Chris, thank you for being honest with me this morning. Truthfulness is so underrated in our culture. So they already spoke in the morning before she sent this email out. Wow. They had already spoken. Chris had told her a few things, and then she sent out the email. Who knows? Is it bait? Oh, hopefully I bait Chris into replying to me directly. Again, this is just speculation. What do you guys think? Yeah, the whole conversation is killing me. Yeah. There's always a backdoor bingo. Yes. I don't think Chris would be good at bingo. He's like, huh? Wait, how do I get a bingo? Oh, wait, what does horizontal mean? Huh? 4 in a row. Wait, what is 4? 1, 5. So, right, I don't think that bingo would be a game that Chris would be too good at. It has to be physical. Like he has to be able to like play with his hands, like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or, some weird thing because it has to be physical. It can't be anything that makes him think. Oh no, thinking is no bueno for my brain. It hurts. So that's why I don't think it was bingo. But no, there is. I do agree. Yeah, backyard or is it backdoor bingo? Yeah, he can't read. Hello from Switzerland. Yes, so we can smell the desperation, right? We smell the desperation. I'm glad it's not just me. I'm reading this email and I'm looking at the timeline. Okay, very first evidence that we have of their communication together, and it's already very early on. So if we're going to take into consideration that Nichol Kessinger was already Googling the family, and then as soon as she got a job, that same weekend, she was already basically, right, again, speculation in my opinion, already throwing herself at him. Look at me, I'm right here. Do you see me? Yeah, I pawned everything, Chris. Do you see me? Look. That's what I smell. I smell desperation. So in the morning they spoke, they're emailing back and forth, right? So that's at 10:28. Thanks, Nikki. Have a great rest of your day. 10:55. Chris, thank you for being honest with me this morning. So they already spoke and she still emailed him. And then immediately after, let's see what time this is. Okay, 11:54. So I don't know what Chris is doing. Maybe he's out in the field. Nikki, he says, I'm a straightforward guy. Lying just complicates things. Says the liar. Says the liar. So two liars, two narcissists communicating with one another. One is saying, "Oh, people have agendas," and the other one is saying, "Oh, it's just people lie. I don't lie. Oh, and I don't have an agenda." It's two narcissists basically feeling each other up. Oh, you lie? I lie too. Oh, I like you because you lie and I lie. So they're feeling each other out. Oh, how much do you lie? Oh, do you believe my lies? Really? I'm a straightforward guy. Says the guy that was literally lying. He typed this. He typed this as his kids and Shanann were on the screen of his phone. Oh, I'm a straightforward guy. Lying just complicates things as he's texting his new mistress with Bella and Cece and Shanann on his phone screen. He wasn't wearing a wedding ring because his finger would get caught somewhere and he would lose it. Knowing Chris. Oh, how do you turn on the computer? How did I lose my finger? Oh no. I lost my arm. I don't know how to turn on the computer, you guys. Sorry, I electrocuted myself. I just got electrocuted, you guys. So really, come on. I'm guessing they probably flirted out at work before the emails. Yeah. Yes, B, I agree. For a week, look at this. For a week. If we are to believe that they actually met and started this affair, it was within a week. Within a week they were already flirting with one another. Before the emails. Chris. Yes, I agree. I agree, Marie. You're right about that. Control Alt Delete. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, what do we think about this? Come on, right? I hope to continue to get to know you better since we have a lot in common. He said they have a lot in common in a week. So Monday and then Friday. On Monday they spoke. Hello, what's your name? My name is Chris. My name is Nikki. What's your middle name, Lee? My name is Lee too. Yeah, my name is Nicole Lee Lessinger. Can you believe that? Oh my God. We have matching middle names. We have so much in common. Oh my God. On Tuesday, they met again. Chris took off his hat. Oh my God, Chris. You see that bald spot you got on your head? I have it too. Oh my God. We have so much in common, Chris. On Wednesday, they met. Nichol brought over some chicken and carrots. Chris comes in and says, "Oh, you like chicken and carrots too? Oh, me too. We have so much in common." On Thursday, they came in. Nichol Kessinger says, "I did abs yesterday. I did core." Chris says, "You work out? Me too. Oh, so many things in common." On Friday, Nichol Kessinger is reading. Chris comes by and says, "What you read, Nikki?" "Oh, I'm just reading a book, Chris." "Oh, do you read?" "Reading is so good for you." "No, Nikki, no. I read Bible." "Yeah, numbers. I don't know how to read though. Too many names. But I like it." Oh, so many things in common. So in a week, they figured out that they had 5 things in common. All of them superficial. None of them real things to have in common. None of them meaningful things to have in common. All of it just very superficial, very surface level commonalities. I like to watch TV. I like to eat. I like to drink water. I breathe. I see. Yeah, I hear things, right? All these are things that everybody has in common, right? But they somehow figured out, oh, we have so many things in common. What do you all think? Yes. Yeah, I can't believe Shanann picked the name Nico Lee. That is, I mean, this is one of the bigger mysteries as well. It is, it could be all coincidence, but it's really weird. All of the Lees, the Nicole, and then his name is Nico Lee. I thought that it is weird. It's really weird. But yeah, they both like a car that goes vroom. Yeah, I like cars. Nicole, you like a car? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the Hot Wheels. Yeah. You push them and they move. I like those a lot. Oh, me too, Chris. I like cars. So they figured they all have something in common in the first week. First week. And she replies at 2:31, Chris agreed. It's always nice to find people you can relate to. I enjoy talking to you as well. I feel understood. I'm looking for someone to build a beautiful life with. And then in parentheses, seems so simple, but is so unrealistic sometimes. Build something similar to what you have done with your wife and those cute little girls, she says. On June 12th, says, I want something similar to what you and your wife have and you and your girls. Beautiful life you two have built together. I would love to have that. Then she says, I do believe in karma. How ironic, right? This is so ironic. Out of respect for myself, you and your family, I think it is best if we keep that friendship at work. She says, out of respect for myself, for you, and for your family, I think it's best that we keep that friendship at work. So then, if Nichol Kessinger wanted to keep this friendship at work, why is she even emailing him in the first place? Why is she telling this married man that she wants to build a life similar to the one that he has with his beautiful wife? And then saying, I'm flirting with you. I'm flirting with you all this whole time. I'm flirting with you. I'm telling you that I want to build a life like the one you have. Oh my God. Thank you for being so honest with me. But also out of respect for myself, for you, and for your family, let's keep this just a friendship. But also, hi. And also, look at these. Also, Chris. So it's like she's it's very clear that she's wanting the attention in return. Chris is going to give it to her. Nikki, yes, a beautiful life is something that is hard to find in this world since people always seem to have an agenda for everything. I do believe in karma. I agree with that as well. Any conversations we have will stay between us. No need to worry there. Okay, if you're a friendship, why do your conversations need to stay between you guys? They wouldn't have to be if you guys are just friends. My work number is, if you need to get a hold of me in the field, sometimes email me. Or sometimes emailing can be tricky because it's spotty service out here, he says. And then tells her, I have an early morning meeting, construction crew, various sites. If I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing day. What? How is this friendly? Very clearly, they're already flirting with one another. How is this a friendly conversation that any married person should be having with their coworker? This is exactly how these things start. They start with an innocent, I suppose an innocent, oh, hello. Hello, gentlemen. Hello. CC all of you, but I really hope that just one of you replies to my email. Oh, you replied. Oh my God. I love the conversation we had this morning. We have so many things in common, but also, oh my God, you're married, but I do want to have what you built with your wife, but also, oh my God, you're so cute. Really? Really? And somehow she convinced the investigators that she had no idea. Well, when I met Chris, he told me that he was not married, that he was actually in the process of separating. This email here very clearly disproves the very first lie. So first lie, all right, it's been proved or proven that she lied. Okay. That's it. First one, lie. This one, lie. June 12th, she knew Chris was married. She lied about it. What do we all think? Sorry, y'all. I think I need to get some water. I think the emails were all fabricated so that they could deny an affair to start with. Oh, he wasn't telling her he was separated, or she wouldn't be saying build a beautiful life with you and your wife. Oh, interesting. Interesting theory, Emily. The only reason I would say that I'm hesitant to believe that they were having a relationship before is because Chris did not display any behaviors, at least not from the interviews and everything that we've seen. Even the communications, like the text messages between Chris Watts and Shanann, there just this. It doesn't really seem to be any kind of weird behavioral differences in Chris. And I think that if we are to believe that Chris met Nichol and they started flirting, we can see that Chris gets pretty sprung pretty quickly. As soon as somebody showed him any type of attention, he was hooked. So I think that had Nichol, Kessinger, and Chris met before that, he would have already been hooked, and he would have displayed some type of behavior that showed that he was already hooked on another woman. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Let me know what you all think. That's just how I see it. And that's why I just don't think it's likely that they met in 2017. Yeah, and Nicole's first search for Chris occurred on August 3rd while Ronnie and Cindy were in Colorado. Oh, okay. So August 3rd of 2017 while they were in Colorado. Okay. It's very interesting. I'm going to write that one down so that we can go ahead and go back and put it in the calendar and see how that lines up. If there is any, correlation is not causation. Just because it looks like it's, what is it? Like it looks like it's related or there's a correlation doesn't mean that that's what caused it, but at least we can visualize it and then see what we can come up with. Supposedly Shanann told him to stay at home and work out because he was spending way too much time at the work gym. Okay. So he wasn't going home to her and the girls until late in the night. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, these are all very, very plausible things. I mean, yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, yeah, and honestly, it probably is a possibility that they met and he wasn't sprung simply because maybe Nichol wasn't as aggressive, maybe. And when I mean by aggressive, I don't mean her actually being like, hey, Chris, pay attention to me. No, I mean, she wasn't aggressively pursuing him at that point. All right, so we're going to write down the gym. Okay. And thank you. By the way, thank you. Thank you, LA woman. Thank you so much. Okay. Sprung. Gross. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just speculation, but hey, all information works because whether it's speculation or not, we can always just kind of throw those out, but more information is sometimes better than not enough information. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges of this case is that there is a ton of information, but the information that we have from the two individuals that were likely involved, right? One of them was obviously involved, but the information that we have from both Chris and Nichol are very vague. So we don't really have that much from them because they spoke for hours, but they said absolutely nothing at all. My theory is while they were in Colorado, they crossed paths with Nicole K. Maybe during the course of their conversation, Cindy started in on the Shanann bashing. Interesting. Hey, that's a very interesting theory there. Yeah. All right. So I wrote it down. We'll definitely add that and see how that relates, if it does in any way. Okay. So then we move on. Right. So We have the evidence that they spoke on June 12th. So now we're having to move on to things that we have no information about. They met at the park. When did they actually meet? No one really knows. They went out to the AMC. When did they go out? Really, all of this supposedly started happening in July. That's when the affair started to ramp up. So all of their outings was after Shanann left. So we're going to just assume that they started flirting with one another pretty heavily after Tuesday, June 12th. So from then on, they continued flirting. They flirted again. And even though we don't have Chris's actual phone records, we do see that, or we know from discovery notes that the police started noticing that Nichol Kessinger and Chris started talking a lot more often, a lot more frequently in late June. So then we have June 27th, the day that Shanann leaves. She leaves for 5 weeks to North Carolina. She leaves on the 27th, and that is where we see the relationship ramp up. Everything in purple is Shanann. So Shanann is out of town. I visualized it so that we can see that Shanann was out of town the entire month of July. And Shanann is in purple because purple is my favorite color, and because purple it symbolizes royalty, wisdom, and those are all the good qualities that Shanann had. And so I put her in blue because she's a queen. Or sorry, in purple because she's a queen. Royalty and wisdom. And of course I made Nichol Kessinger green, and any pretty much any involvement where Chris Watts and Nichol are together is in red because they're both red flags, walking red flags. So those are the colors. I've coordinated it in a way where we can see the differences. So yeah, and that is the explanation. Red is Chris Watts and Nichol because they're red flags. Purple is Shanann because she's a queen. She's royalty and she had wisdom beyond her years. Jim is in yellow because his phone conversations are very heavily highlighted in yellow in the phone conversations. So it's just something that will help me remember that. And then we have everything here in August. But let's go ahead and move into July. Do we have anything else for the month of June? Anything else for the month of June that we can add here? I will say I have not found anything. I haven't found anything that can be added, that can be said for certain. This is when they did this because, again, we don't know. Perfect rocks, love it. Yeah, Shanann had grace, yes. Green like a witch, yes. Yes, love it. Love it, B-Bug. Yeah, hey, whatever helps you remember the colors, right? Like, oh, okay, witch, right? Witch colors. Oh, I'm melting. I'm melting. All right, the Wicked Witch of the West, like in The Wizard of Oz. Where I see the wizard. Okay, so then Nichol Kessinger, her birthday was on July 3rd. That is when she hung out. She hung out with her friends, and that is per her own interview. That's what she told the police. And Chris Watts seems to back that up as well. That's the claim, right? That they didn't really hang out. They didn't really hang out. And from what we can see, it seems that they didn't. They didn't really hang out that day. Per their conversations, per their text messages, the very few that were recovered, we can see that they didn't really communicate. They didn't hang out on July 3rd. But he did spend the night, which is why he woke up the next morning on July 4th. He was off the day of July 4th because it is Independence Day. It's July 4th. And so although they didn't hang out in the daytime, it does seem, or it looks like Chris hung out with Nichol Kessinger at nighttime. So in the evening, he came over her apartment. They spent the night together. He wakes up on July 4th in Nichol Kessinger's apartment, And that is when Nicole Kessinger has a meltdown because this same day, Chris Watts woke up to missed calls from Shanann. And that is when she had her meltdown. So I thought it was important to visualize it so that we can see how quickly Nicole Kessinger basically became insane. And Chris, obviously, Chris too. But we can see how attached Nicole Kessinger became. As soon as Shanann left, she's already having meltdowns because her boyfriend, the one that she just met, not even a month prior, is going home to hang out, to talk to his wife and his kids, and she's already having a meltdown. That's why I thought it was important to put in there. But what do you all think? I don't know. I take my kids for 3 weeks almost every summer. I found nothing strange about her trip since I do it too. Yeah. He said they talked about hooking up while they were in San Diego. Okay. San Diego. Oh, right. The trip to San Diego. Oh, the trip to San Diego is missing here. That's the thing we're missing in June. What when was the trip to San Diego? Do we know? Does anybody know in the chat? Just off the top of your head. I know it was late. It was like somewhere here, right? We do have to add that in there though. It's very important too, just so that we can see how the conversation continued, right? And how the relationship pretty much flourished in July. Okay, 22nd to the 26th. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. Okay, so then here we're going to go ahead and add San Diego. All right, so San Diego trip, and I'm going to make this into, God, what color was it? I think it was, when they're out together, it's blue. All right, so San Diego trip. And that lasted until the 26th. All right, so the 26th, save. Okay, cool. All right, so now we have the San Diego trip. And immediately after the San Diego trip, Shanann leaves for North Carolina. So Chris and Nichol were already flirting. They were flirting during the San Diego trip. And during the San Diego trip, if we look at those pictures, Chris Watts already looks absolutely miserable. He looks miserable. Why? Because he's already thinking about a mistress back home. He's already thinking about playing Twister with his new girlfriend. And that's why he looks absolutely miserable in the pictures. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. He looks unhappy. He looks like he wants to be somewhere else. And this is where we already start to see Nicole Kessinger's influence on Chris. Look at how quickly that was. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So are we really that surprised that it only took 6 weeks for him to annihilate his family? It took a week for him to start flirting with somebody, meaning that he never even loved his family. If you love your family, how are you going to let some random woman come in and destroy everything? But yeah, he's already flirting with her. So in 3 weeks, it's already happening. Insane. Crazy. Now we see July, the meltdown. And then we have Monday, July 9th is Nutgate. We have Nutgate happen. Chris, by this point, he didn't care anymore. As we see, he's starting to be very heavily influenced by Nicole Kessinger. Flirting? Yeah. Yeah, Chris doesn't really have a poker face or whatever you call it. Yeah. Well, sad rocks. Yeah, I think he was playing the field with randoms always. Yeah, they were twisted. When did they go on the camping trip? Yeah, we are here. So that's July. The camping trip is interesting because neither of them know. They don't really know. Nicole Kessinger was asked about the sand dunes. She answers with a lot of non-responsive answers, saying, "I don't know. I probably did remember that, but probably not." So, the investigators narrowed it down to the 28th of Saturday through the 29th. So Saturday through Sunday. So if they did get there on Saturday, they camped the night on Saturday and they left on Sunday. That is what the investigators narrowed it down to. Again, because neither of them, neither Chris nor Nichol, told the investigators the actual day that they went to the sand dunes. Why? Who knows? Why are they lying about that date if they did nothing? All they did was hang out at the sand dunes. Why are they lying about it? They can't remember. But notice, look at this. The first of Nichol Kessinger's Frederick pings. We see it on July 14th. And for that, let's go ahead and start watching, or not watching. Let's look through Nichol Kessinger's phone records. Because that is where we start to track also Jim. The reason I didn't put all of Jim's communication here is because it's going to get too busy, right? It's going to get too crowded, too many yellows everywhere. But that's why I just put the first day that we see Jim pop up in Nichol Kessinger's phone records. All right. So here, let's go ahead. We're going to pull up. Okay. We're going to pull up Nichol Kessinger's phone records and start seeing how frequent the communication between Jim and Nichol becomes right around July. Okay. So this is for the month of August through September. So August 14th through September 13th is Nichol Kessinger's phone records. Right? We have Jim and we have Chris. And the first one is July 16. There it is. We have Jim, July 16. I want my name to be a different color. Chris had delicate baby hands. So yeah, we see Jim. Jim is now in the picture. Hello, Jim. Right? July 6th. And then we start seeing a frequent communication between them. You start seeing Jim and Chris. Chris, Jim, Chris, Jim, Jim, Chris. Look at that, July 22nd. Almost nothing really, except for a communication between Chris. The 22nd is right here, right? So Sunday. And then more communication, right? We see it ramped up. We go into the 1st of August. Look at all that yellow. August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd, August 4th, the 5th, the 6th. They spoke every single day with the exception of just a few days here and there. They spoke almost every single day. Almost every single day they spoke ever since July 16. Just all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, we start seeing this ramp up communication. And this whole page right here in August is mostly yellow. Right? Mostly yellow, which is interesting because when you bring up August, look at that. All the things that is mostly yellow, right? A lot of activity going on here for the month of August. Lots of activity. And then you see the ramp up of Jim and Nichol also in the very early weeks of August. So when Chris Watts flew to North Carolina, that's when we see the ramp up of communication. Now, right? Correlation is not causation, but what can we, just looking at this and seeing that it started to, they were basically talking to each other all the time, is because Chris is not in North Carolina. Could it be that Nichol Kessinger was feeling lonely? She's like, oh my God, my man left me. Oh, Jim, I'm so lonely, Jim. Keep me company, Jim. Could it be that? It could be. It could be, right? Like, I think it's very likely. It's likely that she was just talking to her friend because Chris is spending time with his family. So she wants to get her mind off of all of the jealousy and all the envy and Probably the rage that she feels because her boyfriend is in North Carolina with his wife and kids. So she's probably raging out, calling him at all hours of the day. Oh my God, Jem. Oh my God, I miss him. Oh my God, let's hang out. No, never mind. I don't want to play Twister with just you. I want Chris here too, though. That's probably what happened. You see that the communication between Chris and Nichol Kessinger, not as often, right? Here we have an hour-long conversation on August 1st at 9:11 p.m. So on the day, so here we are, Chris flies to North Carolina on Monday, then the 31st. Let's see here. So he flies out on Monday, July 31st. Let's go ahead and see this. Okay, so look at that. Right? It lines up. He left, and then she starts calling Jim. Oh my God, Jim, I miss him. I miss him. Where is he? He left me. Can you believe it? The communication ramp up starts there again. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Brox, Nidia has something to say. Nidia has a comment. Okay. Yes. I see. Oh my God. I know you're all trying to get my attention. Like, Rox, over here, please. Sorry, y'all. Hey, that helps though. Cosmo Bear, that's awesome. I like all those X's. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Is something wrong with my chat? No, you're grabbing my attention. We're trying. Hey, sometimes I'm just on a roll. I'm on a roll. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, you guys have to keep me grounded here. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. Vroom, right? Really fast. I just keep going. NK had a meltdown and had to be talked off the ledge. Yes. On July 4th, she showed up at the house and saw pictures of Shanann, according to his interview in prison. Rox is ignoring us again. Oh, no. I don't want to look over. Nah, it's okay. Ignore the entire chat. No, I'm not ignoring you guys. Okay, what's going on? Where's Nithya at? Oh no, Nithya, did you leave? I don't want you to leave. Where are you at? I promise I'm not ignoring you. You guys from now on, use the big X's to get my attention. Or you know what else works? Somebody earlier put a bunch of those colorful dots to represent the Twister board. That actually caught my attention because I just see nothing but colors, right? I'm looking at you guys in my camera, and then through my peripheral, I just see a bunch of rainbow colors and Twister colors, and I'm like, oh, what's that? All right. Remember, I have ADHD, so you guys have to capture my attention with colors. Colors or cute emojis. If you post a cat, I'm gonna be like, oh, kitty. Yeah. Big X's, yes. Or funny emojis or colorful Twister circles. That's how you capture my attention. Hi, Nithya. Okay. NK called a place called Sober Living. What? Wait, when was this? When did NK call a place called Sober Living? This is very interesting because looking through a lot of Nichol Kessinger's, I'll get back to you guys, but looking through Nichol Kessinger's, oh, there it is. Cat. You see how distracted I get? I'm in the middle of something and I see cat. Kitty. But looking through Nichol Kessinger's phone records, there are a lot of one-time phone numbers that a lot of people have been wondering why these little one-time phone numbers are in there. A lot of it is she was calling random restaurants and businesses. She was calling her guru. So yeah, it's all scattered in there, but Nithya, lots of times. Okay, so Nichol Kessinger called Sober Living. Okay, gotta write this down. All right, Nichol Kessinger called Sober Living numerous times. Okay. Sober Living. What I don't really understand the therefore oxy. Guy named Gino. Yeah, a lot of you have been telling me to look into this Gino guy. I think the oxy was from the Sober Living. Huh. Yes. Hi, Gigi. Yeah, Gia is in the house. If you guys can hear her, she doesn't want to be ignored. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. There she is. Okay, her friend Gino the Russian owns Hazelwood and he had issues with crime in the past. Her friend Gino owns they're okay. See, this is why you guys are here. This is why we're doing this together. Because if I sit here by myself trying to find this stuff, I can never find it. It's too time consuming. Okay, that's starting to make sense now. There we go. Okay. Bye, Mama. All right. She said bye, everybody. I think she doesn't like the fact that I'm distracted. She wants unconditional attention. And yeah. So now she's staring at me like, you ignored me for them? Yeah. No, my cat does not sound like Nichol Kessinger, by the way. She sounds more like this. Meow. Okay, so Gino and sober living. So it could be that Nichol Kessinger got the drugs or whatever, what was it, the oxy from a drug rehab place. Sober living, and then we have oxy, question mark. Okay. Amazing. Another thing to look into. Okay. Unfortunately, I've had dealings with sober living folks and they are sketch. Well, hey. Of course, I'm not saying that everybody, right? If you're related to Nichol Kessinger, you must be sketchy, but that cousin doesn't really seem to be all there. And that aunt, right? Why is the aunt allowing her niece to come in and steal all her stuff? Pawn it. Again, right? I'm not saying that Gino is sketchy because he is related to Nichol Kessinger, but he does own a sober living house. It's a safe house, and there's some oxy there, and Trent Bolt is Danielle's cousin, and so now all the names are starting to line up. There we go. I see a bunch of Trent Bolts here and there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? I need to look him up too. Okay, so Trent Bolt is Danielle's cousin. Trent Bolt was sent in to say that he was having some Twister time with Chris, right? Just a 2-player game of Twister between Trent Bolt and Chris. So it's starting to sound like it's all kind of interconnected. And yeah, we'll definitely go down that rabbit hole as well. It does sound sketchy. Yeah, I never thought of that either. Sober living house and the oxy? Yeah, I never thought of that. Where did the oxy come from, right? I always wondered, where did it come from? Maybe a family member? Could it have been somebody in the immediate family when Chris went back to North Carolina? That's what I always thought. The Russian concussion. Wow. That's memorable. Yeah. And so is Nicole S. cousin. So Russian concussion and Nicole's cousin. All right, that's how we were going to remember it. What politicians or grantees designed Gino's mom so many millions? The NK is the ringleader, yes. And she's evil. But I assumed NK, but she had to get it somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Where did she get it from? This is starting to make a lot of sense. So perfect. We'll definitely look into that. If somehow it lines up or if we can visualize it, we'll add it to this calendar. Gino's mom owned the sober place, not Gino. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks for that clarification. Okay, so we have sober living, Gino, and now we have Gino's mom. So we're going to look into all of these people and their relationship to this. Oh, wow. Thank you. Again, thank you all so much for all this information. That's why we're doing this together. But yeah, if you guys need to get my attention again and I'm on the roll again, all of those little colorful circles, funny emojis, cats, anything, and the big X's, because then it looks like there's some kind of error on my screen. Bonnet man. Oh, Bonnet man. Yes. Okay. Do we still have any moderators in the chat? Oh yeah, we have Words Gone Wild, and then we have Tammy. Tammy, you still here? Yeah, I think she is. Okay. All right. So now we're starting to see this, right? We're starting to see this like a correlation here. Starting to see a correlation here of when she started talking to Jim. So again, we can sit here, look at this, and start coming up with our own ideas, our own theories. At first glance, it can seem like they're just talking because Nichol Kessinger is lonely. Oh my God, my boyfriend left. Where is he? He's with his wife. So then you see that, and you start seeing that that frequency here. And then we see that Nichol Kessinger pinged on the 14th, right? So this is where we start seeing a ping on the 14th. Let's go ahead and see this here. The first ping is on the, God, where is it? Where is it? Right here. Nichol Kessinger's phone pinged in Frederick, Colorado at 10:24 a.m. on July 14th. So the call was 1 minute. She called him, and then he called her 5 minutes. And then, she called him again. Sorry. So she called him 1 minute. She called him again 5 minutes. And then she called him again 44 minutes. One of those times that she called him was pinging in Frederick. So what do we think about this? Because if she pinged in Frederick, it was the first time that she was there. She also did tell investigators that she was in Frederick. She hung out with him. But she did tell the investigators that she was only there twice. She told the investigator she was only at Chris Watts' house twice. And one of those times was July 4th, according to her and according to Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong, but according to their own testimonies, right, their own words, the day that Nichol Kessinger had a meltdown, Chris went back home. Nichol followed behind. She ended up at his house later that day. And that's the day that they supposedly ate chicken and carrots. Oh my God, I went to Chris's house. I didn't know where to go. It was over here. You make a left and then you make a right and then you spin around, you turn around and then you touch your leg and then you hop 3 times on your toes. You spin around, you stop. Double take 3 times. 1 and 2. And then woo. And then you stop on your left foot. Don't forget it. You know, it's like that's how she's explaining how to get to Chris Watts' house. The reason I'm remembering this way is because, right, I've made these videos and I've watched them so many times. She tells him I went left, I went right, and then he was cleaning or something. And I don't remember if I went in through the front door or through the garage or through a window or through a wall. I just know that when I got there, he made me chicken and carrots and we sat down in the living room area and we ate. That's what she says, that it happened on July 4th. But we see a ping here. We see a ping here. We see no ping here, right? The reason, right, just because we don't see a ping on July 4th doesn't mean that she wasn't there. It just means that she didn't call Chris for the call to register in Frederick. So it's possible that she called him. She was far away. But then when she got to Frederick, she didn't text him or call him, or she probably texted him, but she didn't call him. That's why we don't see a ping. But we do see a ping on the 14th. We see a ping on the 15th. We see a ping on the 13th. So we actually see that 4 times. Nichol Kessinger was actually at the Watts residence 4 times. 3 of them are in the phone records. And one of them is per their testimony, So in reality, we have 4 times that Nichol Kessinger was at Chris Watts' house. Why? Right? So what about the 14th? She called him, calls him again. They talk for 5 minutes, calls him again. Then she's in North Glen. Then she's in Thornton. But the thing is that when we see Thornton and then Frederick and then North Glen and then Thornton, she's like driving around or something, right? And the reason that this is weird here is because when you look up Thornton, if you look up Thornton, Colorado, right here. Okay. Look at this. Okay. This is the interesting part. And this is what I spent so much time doing here is that I'm looking at the record. It says Thornton, then Frederick, then North Glen, then Thornton. So we have Thornton, we have Frederick, which is way up here, guys. Thornton, then Frederick, then North Glen, then Thornton. So she called him. Somehow the call picked her up in Frederick. Then she called back again. Then she was back in North Glen. And then the other call was in Thornton. So what do we make of that? What do we make of this here? At 9 in the morning, she was in Thornton. And then at 10:24, she was in Frederick. So at 9:58, 10:24. Okay. Thornton, Frederick. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. It took that time to drive from here to here. She's driving. She's on the phone. She's talking to Chris. Hey, my love. And then she gets picked up in Frederick, right? That's how I'm seeing this here. 1 minute. She's in Frederick. Hey, where are you? Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm at home. I'm just wondering where you're at, right? Is she stalking him? Because it doesn't look like they were actually hanging out that day. What do you all think? Was she stalking him? Right? And then look at that, 10:24. And then at 3:37, she's back in North Glen. Right? So it's not like she's calling in 1 minute, she's in Frederick, and then the next minute she's in North Glen. No, we see these calls are coming in hours later or half an hour later. 9:58 a.m., 10:24, 3:37 p.m., 4:02 p.m. So that means she's driving. She's in Thornton where she's living. And then she drives and is like, hey, where are you? Oh my God. Oh, I'm just making sure. What are you doing? Oh, or are you at home? I don't know. Oh, I'm at home too, but I'm just wondering what you're doing. And then now she's back in North Glen, and then she's back in Thornton. To me, this weirdness here, it looks like she is stalking him. Again, that's just how I'm seeing it. Correlation doesn't mean causation. What is this, though? What is going on here? Shanann was ambushed. I love that you get to the bones of everything and research everything. Love it. Yeah. Hey, this is how my brain works. I'm like, no, we have to tie all of the loose strings here. That's what has taken me so long with this. Tying all the loose strings together, listening to what they're saying, looking through the evidence. But right, this is how I need to see it for me to understand like what's happening here. So this to me right here, Nichol Kessinger is driving back and forth, okay, on the 14th, driving back and forth, trying to figure out where is Chris? Do they hang out? Do they don't? Who knows, really, because we can't really determine that based on this. And then on July 16th at 5 in the morning, on July 16th, right here, on July 16th, Chris Watts calls her. And that's also the first time that we see Jim pop up as well at 3:46 p.m. Yeah. Can we get the present owner to make a video of the space above the washer in the laundry room? Oof, that's gonna be hard. I mean, yeah. And the thing is that, yeah, that's just, it's tricky, right? Because you don't want to harass the people that live there. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, so like, I have a YouTube channel. Like, I know you don't know me, but can you take like pictures of like the area around your house, please? Thank you. Yeah, it's a little weird. Collaboration, yes. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure they want nothing to do with it. It's just, it's just tricky trying to get that access. But yeah, what is this? What is this? What's going on? Here we go. We see the 16th, right? The 17th, he calls her again at 5 in the morning, right? This is when we start seeing a pattern of communication. Chris Watts, every morning that he gets up for work, he calls Nichol Kessinger. And this is the pattern that is very important in this case, because we can see that Chris is calling Nichol Kessinger every single morning. And then all of a sudden, there are no calls on August 13th, right? So it's just, what were they doing? Their relationship was ramping up, and then coincidentally, they didn't talk on August 13th. It's just, it doesn't make any sense unless Nichol Kessinger was involved and she told him, don't call me. Then we see it here again, right? In the morning on the 18th, where is it? In the morning, almost every day, they're talking on the phone. And then we move on to Jim. We already saw that Jim, she called him on the 16th. And then look at this again. Wednesday, the 18th, there's another phone ping from Nichol Kessinger. Here it is on the 18th, and we have, boom, right here. Two of them, okay, mind you, two of them. 4:34 and 4:30 p.m. At first, she was in Longmont at 3:44. So it takes about 15 minutes from Longmont to Frederick. Does it? I don't know. Let's see. We are, okay, there's Frederick, and here's Longmont. We see that? We have Longmont and Frederick. So she is in Longmont, and then she's in Frederick. 4:34 and then 4:40. Deposit, a voicemail deposit. So it looks like Chris, oh no, she called him. So she called him, left him a voicemail message for 1 minute, and then he called her. He called her 6 minutes later. Incoming call, and they spoke for 11 minutes. She was in Frederick. What was she doing in Frederick while it looks like Chris was at work? Yeah, maybe if you're with Chris, you don't need to call him. Yeah, and see, this is the thing, is that if she's with him, why is she calling him, right? If she's with him, there wouldn't be these many calls. It looks like she's calling him. She left him a voicemail message, called him, and he called her again, and he's like, hey, for 11 minutes. And then at 4:52 p.m., she's in Broomfield. So from 4:40 to 4:52. So about, what is that, 12 minutes. So Frederick, and then where is Broomfield? All right, here's Brighton. They're talking about moving to Brighton, Frederick, and then Broomfield is somewhere around here, but I'm having trouble finding Broomfield here. Let's go ahead and find Broomfield. Here it is. Okay. There we go. All right. So now we have Broomfield, North Glen, Thornton, and then Frederick. Broomfield and Frederick. So that distance, that one is strange here. We have 4:40 and then 4:52, and then Frederick, and then Broomfield, and then Thornton, Broomfield. So this is where the what is it, the phone towers and the pings get interesting, because look at Frederick. Frederick is actually farther away from the rest of Thornton and North Glen and Broomfield. So I know nothing at all about phone towers. So if anybody does, if anybody in the chat, anybody watching, if you know anything about phone towers, how do they work? Are there more phone towers in these areas because it's picking up, I don't know, more calls, more people? Are there less phone towers up in Frederick? What is the likelihood that you can get picked up in Frederick if you're in North Glen? These are the things that I have questions to that I have not been able to verify myself. And since I'm not a police officer, I'm not, you know, I'm not an agency that has these resources. It's very hard to be able to pinpoint what is happening in these calls and then this. So if anybody knows, please let me know. Let us all know. But yeah, that was the other ping, right? Again, there's only 3 pings in all of her phone records. And she says she was there twice. So is it a possibility that she was driving by and she got picked up? Looking at this one, we could say that that's a possibility because Frederick and Broomfield are really far. And 4:30, or was it 4:40 to 4:52? It's a very short length of time for her to get from Frederick all the way to Broomfield. And that's what I want to know, right? Did she what happened? Did she call and then she started driving? Right? She's driving, and then she calls her friend Jim, and then the Broomfield towers pick her up, and so now she's triangulated here instead of here. That is what I want to know. If anybody knows the answer to this or how phone towers work, let us know. So that's the other thing that popped up that I thought was interesting. What do you guys think of this so far? What do you guys think of this, how it's being presented? I know it's, like I said, it's going to be all over the place right now. It's going to be a little bit messy in the beginning, but we're going to start narrowing it down. It works differently for Ellie than the public. Yes. Before you move away from Denver, can you do a tour of all the spots? And Kay's apartment wants his house, drive to Survey, lazy dogs. Checking out all the lazy dogs in Colorado, every corner. That's the lazy dog. Oh, what about that lazy dog? Yeah, I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture as well at the lazy dog by myself like this with the chicken and the carrots. I'll do that as well. Oh yeah, I'll do that for y'all. I'll get my asparagus as well with just a little bit of salt. Not that much sodium, please. I don't like sodium. Where's my asparagus? Yeah, I'll do that for sure. His stories got worse as he went along. My theory is to deter from looking at NK. Absolutely. The more diabolical he looks, the less they look elsewhere. That's a very, very strong point. If I look insane, they're not going to look anywhere else. And that worked because he is insane. He's a big potato head with floating and twirly eyeballs. Yes. Rox, are you leaving Colorado? Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I am looking. I have been looking for, just places. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's time for a move. As you know, I was in the military and I have been moving around, and so now that I've lived here for a while, I just feel like it's time to go elsewhere. Where can we go? Where can we move? So I have been asking some of you, like, how's Chicago? How's Tennessee? How's I know some of you are saying Florida. I'm like, yeah, what's that like? But no, I'm not looking to move anywhere just yet. Geo-referencing or geofencing would have been better. So killing Cece worked and Bella didn't. He would change the story to Bella, then both of them alive. Yes. I went to the Lazy Dog Cosmo Bear. Really? Which Lazy Dog? She talks about two of them and she's like, oh, the one on 108th or the one on 113th. They're talking about street names. Do you know which one it was, Cosmo Bear? Yeah, let me know. That way I can sit in the same spot as the picture. Yes, Indiana. I have family in Indiana. I've been to Indiana. It's beautiful. Alabama. People are so sweet in Alabama. Washington State. Oh, I love Washington State. It just it reminds me of oh man, you might hate this. I'm gonna say this about Washington State, but walking around in the lush greenery, it just reminds me of Twilight. Yeah, Twilight the movie. Yes, this is the skin of a killer. It's so beautiful. The green, all the lush. I absolutely love Washington. But yeah, I've kind of been looking to move somewhere. We're getting a little bit off track here. Everybody who's like, I was here for the timeline. Why are you talking about moving? All right, let's go ahead and continue, guys. Let's continue. Got sidetracked here for a little while. Okay. The sand dunes. We're going to move on to the sand dunes. The sand dunes, we believe, was on the 28th and the 29th. Again, this was narrowed down by the investigators. There was never any actual date given, so we don't really know. We're just going to say the 28th and the 29th because it's what makes the most sense, and that's what the investigators looked at based on the photos and what they said, and based on the fact that the next day, Chris had to fly out to North Carolina. So it had to have been this weekend. So then Chris flies out to North Carolina on Monday the 30th. And this is where it starts to get crazy. Look at how busy August is. It's busy. The one thing that really, really stood out to me is Monday. Look at Monday the 6th. Monday the 6th. Okay. Look at this. So Chris Watts flew out the week prior on July the 30th. Then Shanann and Chris fly back together from North Carolina. They land in Colorado on Tuesday the 7th. The day before Chris was to leave, Ronnie takes the whole week off. And it's also the same day that Chris Watts writes that to whom letter and leaves it to his family. If anybody wants to know the to whom letter that I'm talking about, I'm about to pull it up right now. It's this one. Look at that. To whom it may concern, says the dummy. If anyone gets this letter, I would never do anything to hurt myself or my children or my wife. If anything happens to me, please investigate my wife. Chris Watts, he signs it and then puts a little chicken scratch. He signed it with his toes, it looks like. On the same day, look at this. The same day that Ronnie takes the week off per Chris Watts' interrogation with the investigators after, right, the prison interrogation that we're looking at, or not interrogation, interview. The investigators go back and they talk to him, and Chris says, yeah, on the 6th, my dad took the week off. Ronnie takes the week off, and then he writes this letter to his family the day before he's supposed to leave. What do we make of this? What do we make of this chat? It is weird, isn't it? This is unreal. These are the things it's popping up and it can't be ignored. Look at this. Look at how busy Monday is. Shanann, Chris are getting ready to fly back. And the reason I did it together is because I want to separate them, right? I want to separate them. When they get back together is when I actually showed it. Because I don't want to get it, mixed up. What do we think? Ronnie taking why would Ronnie need to take the week off after Chris is already leaving. That's the day that he's supposed to fly back home. Chris flew in on Monday, the 30th. So why would Ronnie need to take the 6th off throughout the week? Why wouldn't he take the previous week off to be with Chris, right? But Chris says it was on the 6th, and then they flew back. Unless he's mistaken, unless he's lying and he's trying to throw everything off. This is what he says, and this is what we posted here, right? This is what I put on the calendar based on Chris's own testimony. Now, is it possible that Chris or that Ronnie actually took the week off the week prior? It's a possibility. Chris probably either got confused because he's an idiot or he's lying again, trying to throw off the police, who knows? But that's what he said. And still, even if this is not, if this means nothing, Ronnie taking the week off means nothing, he still wrote a letter, though. What is this? He wrote a letter to his family before he's supposed to leave. So we know that he was already planning on killing his family. Look at my comment above for who. Is this for me? I don't know. I'm going to say it's not for me because I don't see the little colorful lights or the colorful circles that are supposed to capture my attention. Yes. Yeah, please, let's be respectful. What's happening. Okay, so in his confession, Ronnie's wording and lack of shock tells me he knew, possibly on the way from the airport. He knew, it seems. Yes. When you look at him and you look at his demeanor, he seems chill. He's like, "Oh man, dang. Really, son? Oh, why?" He doesn't really seem shocked. We could say that just because he's not showing or displaying any shock, that he's not shocked. People, I don't know, people process things a different way. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Let's just say that, right? Like he just processed it a different way. I mean, still though, this is really weird. If he's still processing and the way that he's processing, we can read through Ronnie that it seems like he already knew, right? They already knew about Nichol Kessinger. Chris had already told the family, right? This is how I'm seeing this. You all let me know what you think. Chris had already told his family that he met somebody new. He met Nichol Kessinger and he was wanting to leave Shanann for Nichol Kessinger, start a new family. Maybe who knows the extent of what Chris told his family. And then, since the family already has a very negative view of Shanann, basically anything that Chris tells them is something that they're going to buy. Right. So if Chris is saying, yeah, Shanann has been acting really aggressive lately. I want to leave her. I do want to get divorced, but I'm just scared because you know how she is. You know how she is, Mom, right? You know how she is, Jamie, Dad. Yeah, you know how she is. Yeah, I'm just afraid that she's gonna lose her mind and possibly do something to me. She might hurt me. So is it possible then that the family was like, "Oh my God, son, you should write a letter. Lord, son. Oh. Write a letter, son, and then we can go look at them drag queens. Oh, I'm sorry, son. I'm at them drag races. Mm-hmm. Is it possible? Is it possible that all of them were like, "Yeah, write a letter, son. We got your back, son." Again, not saying that they knew that he was going to annihilate his family, but it's that they knew that he was going to leave his family, and so therefore they're telling him, "Write a letter." So that you can protect yourself from that woman, son. Lord, son. You're going to go vroom, ain't you? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Just dawned on me. He was planning the M of the girls that far back. Yeah. Yeah, he was. This far back. Weeks, possibly weeks in advance. But for sure, he knew a whole week. The Monday before he was supposed to murder them. He already knew that he was going to murder them. Isn't this... It's diabolical. It is diabolical to know that your family's time is ticking. Wow. He's a monster. I just can't. And then we move on to Friday, the infamous Friday, Nichols baseball game, Chris Watts' fire stick. What do we make of that? The lazy dog. How many lazy dogs did they go to? All of this, very interesting. What do we think? Yeah. To whom it may concern. Yeah. What an idiot. Who writes a letter like this? To whom it may concern, something bad might really happen to me. And trust me, I didn't do it to them. They did it to me. Signed, sincerely, Chris Watts. Happy face. What? What a moron. This is what I'm saying. Chris Watts is an absolute moron. There's no way that he planned this all by himself. Look at how messy this is. Hey guys, I'm letting everybody know that I might murder my whole family next week. I'm letting you know in the way that I would never do anything to hurt myself, but my wife would do something to me. Believe me, look into her. Sincerely, signed, Chris Watts. And then he dates it too. He dates it. On this day, on this lovely August afternoon, to whom it may concern. If anybody gets this letter, I want you to know that I am the victim. It was not me, it was her. The end. Fin. Roll the credits. And cut. It's insane. Stupid man. Stupid man. Chris didn't have the thought process to plan this. Exactly. I write emails like that when I'm making a complaint or something. Exactly. Yeah. To whom it may concern, I've been trying to cancel this network service and I keep getting sent to voicemail. May I speak with your manager, please? May I have some help? Exactly. Yeah, it sounds like me when I was trying to cancel one of these annoying Microsoft services. And then the lady is like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't help you. I'm like, what? I'm not using the service. Can you please just cancel it for me? That's why I'm calling you. You're a person, aren't you? You're a human. Help me. And she goes, no, I'm sorry. Sorry, ma'am. You're going to have to do that online. Really? But online, it's telling me that I should call you so you can help me. Sorry, ma'am. You can write a letter. How dare you? Yeah. Again, so what do we think of this? He's an idiot, right? He seems very devoid of any intellect, 100%. The menus are the same. I checked. Lazy Dog, right? I've been to Lazy Dog. The majority of the Lazy Dogs I've ever been to, they're all the same. It's the same asparagus. I mean, yeah, maybe Catherine or I don't know, Jose. Oh my gosh, I don't want to sound racist. Whomever in the kitchen made it. It's not like it doesn't matter. It doesn't sound. There's no difference, right? Whether Catherine or Jose or Margaret or whomever made the food or the burger at the Lazy Dog, it's literally the exact same thing. Just because it's a different cook or a different chef or because a server delivered it differently. It's the same thing. That's what I've always thought, that the Lazy Dog menu was the same thing. Yes. One before the other. One before, one after the dig. Interesting. Yes. Darlene, the detectives went to the wrong Lazy Dog. Can you believe this? Why go to the bar food when you eat clean? That's always so weird to me. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I eat so clean. Yeah. Let's go get the chicken and carrots that is put in the grill and it's getting mixed up with all the other stuff that people have been eating all throughout the day. Yeah. Let's go there. I think that's healthy. And the Lazy Dog menus are all the same. So Nicole Kessinger then lied. She said that she went to the different Lazy Dog because they had the other menu there. Oh, that's where they have the artichoke and asparagus dip. I really like it when Kathy makes it, though. Yeah, I like Kathy. I don't really like Joseph's asparagus and whatever dip. I like when Kathy makes it. So that's why I go to the Lazy Dog on 103rd. That's it. That's the only whatever dip that I eat. Yeah. So we know then that the Lazy Dog is the same. Can you take your dog there? Tammy hates. That's awful. I'm so sorry. No one would get up and leave a chain restaurant for another based. Yeah, for another based on the menu. Exactly. Right. You're leaving a chain restaurant to get up to go to another chain restaurant. You're leaving one McDonald's because you don't like the way that Margaret makes the Big Mac at this McDonald's. So you like the Big Mac down the street because your buddy Joey makes it. Really, it's just not believable, right? Like, come on. They probably ordered takeout to take to Servy. And this is the other thing. Did they order takeout? Did they go to Servy? Did they eat there? They were asked, both of them, right? Or Nicole Kessinger was asked. When you got to the Lazy Dog, did you get sat? Yeah, kind of, sort of. What do you mean? Did you get sat when you got to the Lazy Dog? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. So when you got to the Lazy Dog, did the waiter come in and say, "Hi, table for two? Yeah, okay, bye." And then Chris and Nicole were standing there like, "Hey, Chris, did we just get sat?" "I don't know. I'm still standing here." What does kind of sort of mean? Did the waiter walk them to the table and then threw the menu and then just dipped out and said, "Hey, good luck, guys. Your waiter will be here soon," or probably not. Figure it out. Bye. And they stood there like, I don't get it. Is this like a buffet? Like, do we feed ourselves? Do I go help Kathy make the artichoke and asparagus dip in the back? Like, how does this work? I don't like this Lazy Dog. Let's go to another one. This one is self-serve. I don't like it, Chris. I don't do things myself. Are you serious? No, let's go to the other one, Chris. It sounds like a very made-up excuse. Why would you need to get up and go to another Lazy Dog? My theory and speculation, right? But my theory and my opinion is that they went to one Lazy Dog, and then she said, I actually went to another one, and then we probably went to this other one because she didn't want police to find her there. She didn't want police to get footage of both of them at the Lazy Dog planning murders together. She just didn't want it. What other reason can we have other than, they lied, they actually got to go, and then they went back to Servy 319? Either way, both conclusions lead back to planning murders. What, they picked up Lazy Dog and then they went and had a picnic at the Servy 319? Oh, thanks, Chris. This is so romantic. I love eating asparagus dip right next to the smelly oil. My head hurts, Chris. Oh, yeah, it's all of that oil, the crude oil in the air. I love it. I love the smell of petroleum. I love it. It gives me a nice little flavor to my treats. My burger has a nice little oil flavor to it now. There's no way, right? She can say whatever she wants that, oh, yeah, we went to the Lazy Dog because of this, that, and the other. But if they went to the Lazy Dog to take out and then went to Servy 319, it's not because they had a picnic. What were they doing there? And if they were at the Lazy Dog, why isn't she telling the police that she was there? Why is she so nervous around it? Other than they were planning things together, and hopefully, maybe, the camera would have picked it up. What are you guys talking about there? Oh, look at this. We got the camera footage from Lazy Dog. I see that both you and Chris are talking. You guys are going over notes together. What are you doing here? How can she explain that? How would you be able to explain you planning things on camera? Again, what do we think she did? It's an awful thought, but I think he might have taken the girls with him the day before. Yes. Yeah, a lot. Yeah. This is one of the main beliefs actually that he took the girls with him. It's disgusting, especially knowing that he's planning already and he knows it's gonna happen, and then now he's taking them and kind of checking out the scene. Everyone, bye Roxy, another stellar live. Aw, thanks Cosmo Bear. Thank you so much for all of your help and all your information. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. All help works, right? Or all help is welcome because we're trying to put this together. So thank you all. But yeah, what do we think? This is insane, right? Lazy dog. And then we have Shanann is about to get back home. We also have the barbecue on Sunday. And then this is when Nichol Kessinger Googles Twister. The next day, that is when we have the gym call. Nichol Kessinger pings in Frederick yet again for the fourth time this time, or the third time, actually, I should say. For the third time, she pings. And this is the same morning that Shanann returns and the murders happen. And then you have all of this. Now, the interesting thing, I wanted to put the only reason you see a lot of Jim here is because we have Nichol Kessinger's interviews. And I wanted to visualize if there was any correlation between Nichol Kessinger's interviews and Jim phone calls. Notice that there is a Jim phone call on the day of the sermon. There's actually numerous phone calls, I believe, on the 14th between Nichol Kessinger and Jim. And let's see here. What are we at? Yeah, we're on the 13th. And actually, never mind. We're done with this one, with this whole one here. I just move this out. Yeah, let's go ahead and see the other deleted messages. Now, these are a little bit harder to see just because of the format and the way that the file looks. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's a little blurry, but you guys can squint. Sorry, guys. Okay. So this is where I started to piece things together, right? So on July 14th, on August 14th, the day after the murders, is the same day that Chris gives the sermon on the speech. He talks to 9 News. He talks to Denver 7. And that's also the day that Nichol Kessinger has one phone call. One phone call. That's it. Look at this. Let's compare, right? Let's compare. Look at all this yellow and blue. Look at this. All the blue and yellow, just like UCLA, my alma mater, right? All the UCLA colors here. Look at this. What is this? Right? And then all of a sudden, right? And it's here. And then look at that. On the 14th, 1. That's it. 1. I was trying to figure out who this green number is here because it stood out. Because there's a lot of it. I couldn't figure it out. 1 call at 2:20 on the same day of the sermon. There's 1 call, and that's it. That's it. No more calls after that. Look at that. At the birthday party, Bella said, what? At the birthday party, Bella said they went to Chris's work. They dug a hole. Has this been verified? I've been reading about this too, but I haven't quite verified it myself. Oh, Julie, thank you. I'm working, so I can't stay, but just hoping. Oh, okay. Yeah, enjoy, hopefully you enjoy work. I'm like, yeah, have fun at work. But it can go either way, right? Like, work is so much fun. But have fun. Have fun at work. Hopefully you can still listen. But yeah, right? It is odd. It's odd. Yeah, the told the neighbor's son. Okay. So this is verified then. So the girls told another kid, the neighbor's son, that they went to Chris's work and that they dug a hole. Okay, again, this is all very, very interesting information because if that's true, then I think it's starting to make a lot more sense, right? Okay, so Bella and Cece said that they went with Chris, and this was told to the son of the neighbor or somewhere around there, right? So it was told to another kid. Okay. Love it. That's really, really good information there. Thank you. Aw, thanks for the memberships. I think one of the girls told the neighbor's son. He also said the pictures them in a hole. So I don't know. It's just if it's misinterpreted. Now that you've said about the picture, the other thing that we need to put on this in this calendar is the photo that Chris took of the doll and then sent it to Shanann. Do we know when that is? Just anybody off the top of your head without me Googling it here? Do we know when that was? When were the pictures that Chris sent to Shanann? I know that it was somewhere around here, right? Because Shanann was out of town. So it had to be when Shanann was in Arizona. Do we know when that was? Yeah, he said, I see them in a hole. Oh my goodness. What? Really? No way. That doll photo is just, yeah. Yeah, if anybody knows a doll photo. But all right, let's move on to these phone calls again. Let's see this weird, strange behavior and the pattern that we see here with Nichol Kessinger and Jim's calls. So we have the next call that we see is actually on August. What is this? Even I am having trouble seeing this from August 18th. So the next one is on August 18th, right? And it's right here. So we see it here. August 18th is the other time that they talk very briefly, right? They only talk for 2 minutes here. They talk for 6 minutes here. And then they talk again on the 19th. They call more frequently this day, but only for 1 minute. And it's really just a voicemail call, voicemail deposit. So Nichol Kessinger is calling Jim and leaving a voicemail deposit. That's what we're seeing here. So we're seeing a call, a voicemail deposit. So she called him again, left him a voicemail deposit, and then there was an incoming call. But just look at where it's at. It's sitting here, zero communication while Nichol Kessinger is doing her interviews. There is a call on Saturday after her interviews are over, right? These 3 interviews that occurred, which mind you, the first interview between Nichol Kessinger and the police actually happened on August 15th. Per the discovery, there is an interview that occurred on the 15th that it was not recorded. There was no audio and no video recording of it, but there is a record that it happened. There's a record that it happened, but there is no evidence and no video phone calls of it. And this call on the 15th, the very first one, was recorded at 5:36 p.m. So on August 15th at 5:36 p.m. is when Nichol Kessinger arrived somewhere or on the phone and spoke to the police for the first time, the same day that Chris was arrested. And this log, again, supposedly, right? So Nichol Kessinger talked to police. We have no record of it because it was never released to the public, ever. We have no record of Nichol Kessinger's first interview. on the 15th. Now let's go ahead and look at this, right? Let's look at the oh, wrong one, wrong one. Let's look at the 15th. Because I'm like, okay, they're saying that Nicole Kessinger had an interview, right? So let's look at her 15th records. And she had this interview per the Discovery. They have it recorded at 5:36 p.m. So then I looked. I'm like, okay, 5:36 p.m. 5:36 p.m. Where is it? Oh, look, there's one at 5:37, and that's where my green little arrow is at. So Nicole was in Wheat Ridge. We know that the FBI or the CBI, whomever, wherever Kobach was at, is out in Wheat Ridge. This phone number doesn't match the FBI. So it wasn't that phone number. So, or let me see, or is it? No, it isn't. I don't think it is. So at 5:37, there was a phone call, and then the next one was at 7 p.m. to whomever this person is. She's already in Arvada. So she went from Wheat Ridge. So she went in for an interview and then left, went to Arvada. It looks like that interview, if it's true that she was there at 5:36, it looks like the interview lasted a little less than 2 hours. Why do we not have any records of Nicole Kessinger's first interview? If anybody has any clue, let us know. Does anybody work in the criminal justice system? Does anybody work in the courthouses? What is the reason that everything that we have on Nicole Kessinger, all of the other interviews are on Discovery, but not the first interview? What's going on with that there? Okay, the picture of the doll was posted on August 9th. I looked on Shanann's page. Okay, so August 9th. All right, so let's go ahead and move that out of the way for now. August 9th is... Oh, wow. Wait, really? So the same day that Shanann left for work, Chris sent her a picture of the doll. This man wasn't even... He couldn't wait. Shanann had just walked out of the door and he's already sending her pictures of what he's about to do to his family. This man is sick. Oh my God. See, when we visualize it, it makes everything 10 times worse, doesn't it? Everything is worse. Okay, let's go ahead and add this. We're going to put the doll picture. And then for this, we're going to do the color. What color should we use, you guys? I've used all of them already. Let's do gray. Yeah, there we go. It sticks out a little bit. She met with police at the Majestic View in Arvada. Is this on the 15th? They met at a park. Oh, okay. So they met at a park. Is this that weird call? Isn't there like a really weird call where you can barely hear anybody talking? You're like, is that the one? Is that why it wasn't fully? And if it was released, it was only like a portion of it and it gets cut off right in the center. Like she's talking and then it gets cut off. Is that the one we're talking about? Thank you for that. So View Park in Arvada. Okay. So you guys are amazing. You guys have so much information. View Park in Arvada, however you say it. Her phone is pinging in Wheat Ridge. How far is Wheat Ridge from Arvada? Here it is. Oh, okay. So it's relatively close, right? Like we have Wheat Ridge here, we have Arvada. So if they went to a park, they probably went to some park somewhere in here, right? Who knows? So somewhere in here. So it makes sense that she's getting picked up in Wheat Ridge when she's really in Arvada. Yeah, that's the interview at the park and her dad was present. That's why when they met in the building, he was there to make sure that they did what they said they would do. Her dad was present at the park as well? How? What? What was her dad doing at the park? Oh my goodness. All right, let's pull up these phone calls then. Okay, so then if she was supposed to meet up with the police at the park, she's in Wheat Ridge, it looks like, and then Westminster. Doesn't her dad live somewhere in Westminster? I think that's what I remember. He lives somewhere in Westminster. So it's probably his call. Like, hey, daddy, I need help. I'll go pick you up, daddy. Can you come with me to the park? Please, daddy, I need help. And then Dwayne is like, I'll go with you. I'll protect my daughter. I'll protect my daughter. So that's why he went. Oh, if you're local, it's Arvad. Ad. Okay. Arvad. Arvada. Okay. Got it. Thank you for that. Oh, thanks. Oh, lovely. Awesome. We have some people. We have some peeps from Wheat Ridge and Arvada. Arvada. Sorry. Arvada. Had to protect his psycho daughter. Haha, so this was her first interview? Yeah, this was her first interview. The one that is, it sounds bad. It wasn't originally in the discovery. People had to request it, and whatever was found is really terrible quality, and it gets cut off. I was trying to listen to it, but it's absolutely atrocious. I couldn't even get through it because you can't really hear anything. But, all right. So now we see that she came in on the 15th, no call, right? Other than that one from Jim. Then the next day, right, we see that she has that interview, talks to Jim again on Sunday, talks to him again on Monday, talks to him again right before she's supposed to have her fourth phone interview. And then look at this. Zero communication. Now, these are the things that I like to look at, like when it's a weird pattern or it's different. What could happen is a possibility that Jim is just out working in the field. And if he's a geologist or something, if he's a geologist, then he's probably out working in the field on Wednesday through Friday. Probably the reason that they didn't talk, right? This is just how I'm seeing it, maybe. Or could it be that they didn't talk because they were, Nichol was mid-interview? Who really knows? We can't really say, right? We can't really say for certain if Jim just couldn't talk on the phone or if they just weren't talking because of Nichol Kessinger's interviews. But I did find this interesting, and it's interesting that they just don't talk at all, and then conversations resume. Not as normally as they were, but they do resume, and it's just not as frequent. We see the 19th, a few phone calls, very short. And this is what I look at as well, is that they are talking to one another. They're calling each other. But it's mostly Nichol calling him. And it's mostly, or in this case, it's him calling her. But it's mostly like just really short phone calls, right? A minute, 4 minutes. So it's not like they're talking like friends, right? Like when you call your friend and you're like, oh my God, hey girl, oh my God. Will you believe it? Oh my God. No, girl. Oh, yes. Okay, my Charlotte. Right? Like it's not like they're talking and catching up. These are phone calls that are just like, hey, yeah, okay, bye. Yeah, yeah. Please don't say anything, okay? I already told the police that you're not involved. I already told them, leave Jam alone. So they should leave you alone, okay? Okay, bye. Oh, hello? Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, you just wanted to go over and clarify a few questions? Okay. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what you should tell them. Okay, bye. That's what it looks like, right? It's a call and then a call again and then a call again, and they talk to for 4 minutes. And then here they talk for 24 minutes, and then it's 7 minutes, a minute, 22 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes. What's happening? 1 minute on the 21st, 1 minute on the 21st again. 1 minute, really during the fourth interview of Nichol Kessinger over the phone, and they're talking. I do wonder what time this fourth phone interview was at. I know it's out there. It's just, If anybody knows at what time it was, I would find that very interesting because who knows? Again, who knows? But we have evidence that Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts were doing the three-way call. They weren't able to actually get the three-way call to work. And so Chris Watts ended up getting his work phone and his personal phone, calling the investigator from either one of his phones, put the investigator on speaker so that then Nichol can hear the conversation from his other phone. That's how they were able to finagle it. They couldn't figure out how to get Nichol Kessinger to listen to the phone call between Chris and the investigators. So it just makes me wonder if this is something that she was doing as well. Was she on the phone with the investigator and then at the same time calling Jim? Or Jim calling her, call me. Here, I'll put you on speaker. Call me. I'll try to get you into this three-way phone call. Is this a possibility? Is this what happened? Is that why Jim is calling on the same day as the fourth phone interview? Because he's trying to get the information. He's trying to hear what she's saying, what the investigator is trying to get at with Jim. Again, just speculation, but this is how I'm seeing it, right? Like, who knows what is actually going on here, right? These are all the questions that I have. And if you guys have answers to it, or if you have any evidence that supports anything like this, shoot it my way. And then here we go. We keep looking at these phone calls on the 25th, right? Here we have it. One time. She calls him. They talk for 2 minutes. And that's it. And then all of a sudden, the calls stop. And what we end up seeing is a bunch of random little voicemail calls. We also see like the 000 number. We see toll-free numbers. I try to look into this. The information I got, I don't really know if it's reliable or not, but supposedly this is supposedly when Nichol Kessinger started getting harassment calls. That's what I read. I don't know what to believe. I don't really know anything about this type of stuff. But if anybody does, let me know. What is going on here? Why do we see these weird phone calls? Again, nothing from Jim. Is it possible that Jim is calling her from, I don't know, like a Google Voice app, right? Where you get a phone number, but it's something like that. Is that what's happening? Who's calling her? What's happening? Yeah. I think the Frederick ping, I think that is possible. She could have been checking on what they knew about Jim. Yeah, right. To her, harassment means answering some questions. Yes. Leave me alone. I'm a victim in this. Oh my God, I'm being harassed by the police. Can you believe it, Charlotte? Oh my God. The police asked me so many questions. They were so harassing. Yeah, the reason that I couldn't hang out with you, yeah, I know that you're going through it, is because look at my life, Charlotte. Oh my God. My life is way harder than yours, Charlotte. Such a good friend, Nichol Kessinger. Such a good friend. With friends like her, who needs enemies, right? Could you imagine having an enemy like Nichol Kessinger? Oof. You're going to end up pawned. She's going to kidnap you so that she can pawn you. Hi, sir. How much for my friend Charlotte? Yeah. How much for her? Yeah, I just need the money. Yeah. Okay, Charlotte, you're staying with him now. Bye. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? She drags you into the pawn shop. You're like, what are we doing here, friend? And she's like, oh, it's fine. I'm just looking for stuff, for my new apartment. And she ends up leaving you there. But look at this. Let's move on, right? We have more calls, more of the weird red ones with no information, more yellow. Again, look at this. 1 minute, 3 minute, 2 minutes. Little 1 minute calls. Yeah, she's so self-absorbed. Exactly. I don't care that your dad just died. Get over it. I'm having a crisis here. Literally, this is what she says. She tells the police this. She tells Kobach. And then Kobach says, "Oh, you have so many good friends, don't you?" Yeah. Yes, Kevin. I'm so fortunate. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, my friends all care about me so dearly. I really wish I cared about them as much as they care about me, but yeah. So then the calls continue, right? The calls continue. I can go ahead and keep adding them. Um, they go into September, right? So we can continue to track Jim's phone calls. I think at this point, we could add them just to see for visual, but at this point, I don't really know how much information this can give us. We see 33 minutes here, a few minutes here and there, but it's interesting, right? It's interesting how the calls stopped, then they resumed. Now they're more frequent. Again, correlation is not causation, but where was he? Were they not talking simply because Jim was not around? Like he's at the volcanoes or something and he's checking the soil. He's out getting broccoli. He's stuck at the, I don't know, in some freeway somewhere. Like, what is happening that they're not talking? Who knows? But the conversations did stop and then they resumed. And this is all we have left. And they talk on September 13th for 17 minutes, and it's an incoming call. So, what do you guys think about that? Right? The conversations with Jim never really, before I started actually seeing it and it started to look a certain way in my brain, started to piece it together. Jim's involvement seems a lot more likely now. It seems like he at least wanted to meet Chris. Maybe he was more involved, right, with the friends, playing Twister here and there, probably hanging out at the sand dunes together. But Jim seems to be more involved. So the fact that the police did not even look into Jim, they didn't question him, and there's no evidence of it that they did question him, is crazy to me because the police saw this. But as soon as Chris confessed and he pled guilty, all of it went straight to the trash. Not literally, but figuratively. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, it's closed. Okay, well, let me just close this then. Oh, okay, yeah. Alt. Okay, delete. File, close. Okay, here, let me just turn on my computer. We're done, right? Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, when's my day off? Okay. Oh, really? I have the whole month off? Amazing. Okay, bye. That's what happened. They're all in it. They're all looking at all the evidence. Oh my God, we're going to catch them. And then a boss comes in and says, "Oh, no. Stop all the work that you're doing. You don't have to look through all of that evidence." No. Chris Watts pled guilty. That's it. Case closed, guys. Bye. Take the rest of the afternoon off, you guys. You know what? Why don't we all go to Lazy Dog? Yeah. Let's all go to the Lazy Dog, you guys. Michael Rourke's got it. He's got it, right? Right, DA? You got this, sir, don't you? All right. Nice, bro. Yeah. Dinner is on Rourke. Everyone, we're going to the Lazy Dog. And here we are piecing it together like amateurs, right? Amateur hour here is what they're seeing. Kobach is probably watching this and he's like, "Oh my God, there's that girl. I'm going to take her to jail. She's making fun of me. Look at her. She's such an amateur with her hat." Well, Kevin, at least I don't need parental supervision. Right? I'm not the detective who was in charge of a quadruple homicide and then let the mistress go. "Oh, it's okay, Nichol. I'm going to close my eyes." Yeah, I'm going to write that down, but I'll write it down later. Yeah, that's why we're here. All of us together collaborating, trying to piece this together because the police and the DA said it's okay. We don't need to do this anymore. What do we think? Okay, so this is it. We went through it. We went through the very beginning. It was a very quiet stages, right? Quiet, not really quiet, but we went through the the quiet times, right? It's not that bad yet, and then it gets bad, and then it gets worse. Look at the time frame. It happened in, again, just 6 weeks. So we went through it. We have a few questions, and if anybody can answer the questions, again, drop it in the community. If you have answers to today's live stream, if you have any additional information, go ahead and drop it. And then we can go ahead and then add it to the calendar. So anything that is important that we need to see, let me know. We'll add this to the calendar. Yes, that's why we can't get over this case. Exactly. And we will never get over it, right? All of us are going to be at the loony bin, strapped together even, not even individually. We're all strapped together like the human centipede, except not that way, right? I hope not. Oh my God. Imagine. For all of those, if you know what I'm talking about, I feel sorry for you. I needed therapy after I watched that movie. What is this? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please don't look it up. It's called the human centipede. Don't look it up. But no, I would hope that we're not all together, right? Yeah, what do we think? Big beardly husky man who probably kills people all the time. He's scary. Oh, who's that? Oh my gosh. I think the right person is in prison. There's no evidence. I mean, well, yeah. Well, right. Yeah. I mean, obviously we know that the right person is in prison, right? I don't think any of us are debating that the wrong person is in prison. We know that Chris is in prison and he should be there because he contributed to the murders of his family by killing them. So yeah, he absolutely deserves to be in prison. The argument here is not whether he deserves to be in prison or not, or whether the wrong person or the right person is in prison. It's whether or not everyone who was involved was found guilty of something. That's what we're looking at. Was everybody involved brought to justice? We know one of them was Chris, obviously. But the evidence, although circumstantial, is evidence nonetheless. Again, whether a trial would have worked, right? Whether the circumstantial evidence that we have and whatever they had, right? Their evidence and their pile of evidence is bigger than what we have. So again, we don't know what they would have presented to a jury. We don't know that. So all of it being circumstantial could have, in theory, probably, right? It could have led to a mistrial. It could have led to a not guilty verdict. Or it probably wouldn't have even led us to, I don't know, the grand jury, right? An indictment. These are all things you have to be able to present this to a grand jury to indict somebody, to then start a trial, to then try to prove to a jury of 12 members that this person is guilty based on circumstantial evidence. I do recognize that the job of district attorneys and prosecutors in general is difficult, especially when you're trying to convince 12 individual people who come from 12 very different backgrounds, very different beliefs and different systems and stuff. So when you have a district attorney who has nothing but circumstantial evidence, and then you have to present it to 12 people and hope that your evidence is strong enough to get a guilty verdict out of 12 of them, I can see how that can be difficult. On circumstantial evidence alone, without any witnesses, without any actual evidence, we don't really have much. So I do agree there with whomever it was. Sorry, Infinity. Infinity. Right. So, and that's the thing. But that's the thing. It's like, yeah, we can say NK is a bad person, but the murder accusations are out of bounds. The thing is that they're not out of bounds. They're not out of bounds whatsoever. Because we're not sitting here accusing, you know, Katy Perry. I'm not sitting here accusing Jeff Bezos of anything. No, we are accusing, not even accusing, right? Nobody is accusing anybody of anything. What we're doing is taking the evidence that we have based and the interviews that we have, compiled everything together. Each thing separately doesn't mean that much. But when you have a bunch of little things that then get together and you compile it, then it starts looking different. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. And I mean, I see, the thing is, this is the debates, right? These are the debates that I do actually enjoy. The people who say that, hey, why are we accusing Nichol Kessinger of anything? Well, I will say, let me just clarify, nobody's accusing her of anything. None of this is an accusation. All of it is circumstantial evidence. It's out there. It's for the public, right? So it's not like anybody's taking anything out of thin air. It's out there. It's in the public records. You can go to Weld County and ask for this stuff. You can look at it yourself, and then you can come up with your own conclusions. And again, nobody is accusing. All of this is opinion, theory, and speculation based on the evidence, based on overwhelming circumstantial evidence. It's not little evidence here and there. It's not that we're hating her just because, oh my God, how could she? Did she not know that Chris was married? No, we're not. No one's doing this just because of that. No. Again, Amber Frey, no one speculated anything against Amber Frey. No one. How many books have been written about Amber Frey? Except for the one that she wrote herself. How many books? How many, let's say this, right? When you look up Amber Frey and you compare Amber Frey and Nichol Kessinger, what do you see? What do you see? You see a very clear difference in how both of these women were perceived by the media based on not only their character as people, but based on the information that they provided to police, how they helped the police, their involvement, and then how they carried on with their life afterwards. Very, very different. Both of them took very different trajectories. Amber Frey is living her life freely. She's having fun. She's enjoying her life. She didn't go into hiding. No evidence whatsoever points to any type of guilt on Amber Frey's behalf. If we look at Nichol Kessinger, she is not the same at all. At all. Nichol Kessinger, not only does she really actually lie to police, like we have proven numerous times over and over and over again, we've proven that she's lied. Not only has she lied, her behavior is odd, right? Odd behavior alone, right? Lying and odd behavior alone doesn't mean that you're guilty of anything. I get that. Then let's go ahead and add all the other stuff then, right? All the pings, all the phone calls. Weird, right? Again, none of it means that she did anything, but it's weird. And then you start seeing all the other things, right? When you have too many things together, and then she's begging, right? She's begging for witness protection, and then she's begging for a referral, and then she's like, oh my God, when am I going to get a job? And oh my God, I'm so glad that I have savings. And oh my God, I didn't know, and I don't remember this, and I don't remember that. And then Nichol Kessinger disappears for the rest of her life. Nobody knows where she is. Where is she? She disappeared. I don't know. Are those really behaviors of a completely innocent person? Right? Who knows? Possibly, yes. Is there a possibility that Nichol Kessinger is absolutely 100% innocent? Absolutely, there is. All of this is circumstantial. But again, nobody is just bullying somebody just for no reason, right? We're not out here like, oh, who are we going to pick on today, guys? Katy Perry. Yeah, let's see. Was she involved in, let's see, let's look here. Was she Jack the Ripper? Let's speculate on Katy Perry being Jack the Ripper, guys. Let's go looking into the evidence that proves that Katy Perry was actually Jack the Ripper back in who knows when in the UK. A long time ago. Yeah, it was Katy Perry. And this is how I know. That is a conspiracy theory for nut jobs, right? Like, we're not going to sit here and start saying that Katy Perry is Jack the Ripper, right? Come on. That's ridiculous. But none of this is that. All of this is circumstantial evidence that is out there that once you start putting it together, it becomes very clear and it starts to paint a different picture. And none of it, I will say this again, none of this is an accusation. Okay? Let me repeat that. None of this is an accusation. None of this is factual. And I have never claimed to say that all of this is exactly what Nichol Kessinger did. Like I say in every single one of my videos, this is speculation and how I perceive the evidence. And you're all here collaborating because we perceive the evidence in a similar way. We can disagree or we cannot, but we're here for the same reason because we don't feel that we have the full truth. Is it because we're being mean? No, it's because of the evidence. It's plain and simple evidence. Anyway, I felt like I need to say that. I know that is the person gone? They're probably already gone. They're like, oh my gosh, shut up. I already got it. But hey, this is just something that we have. It's just something that I have to say. Because, it's something that keeps coming up, right? It's not like it's every other live stream or every other video. Like it does come up a lot and people are saying like, oh my gosh, what you guys are doing is just like, leave it alone. But hey, if you don't agree, then you don't have to be here. Yeah, exactly. If you want to debate it, that's different, right? Like if you're like, oh, I want to debate it and this is why, then that's different. I absolutely love to debate. If you want to debate it, let's go ahead, right? But if you're just going to come on here and just say like, no, you guys are really being mean. You guys are being so mean. She didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing, right? Like the cousin. Yes. I hope we can do something about it in the future. I'm tired of seeing justice fail. Yes, exactly. I'm glad she went on having a great life. Yeah. What does Chris do all day? He's probably putting his mackerel tuna spread on his one Ritz cookie, the one that fell under his bunk bed. Yeah. It has all the cockroaches on it now, and he's like, oh, my Ritz. Let me put my little spread on it and drink my expired carrot juice. That's what he does all day now. Also, where are the phones and iPad? So the phone, I did look more into the phone and the iPad. The phone and the iPad were found in Discovery, including the Apple wristwatch, or what is it, the Apple Watch. The devices then went to Shanann's family. But that's the thing. That's it. The only thing that we see is a record of the iPad and the phone in Discovery. So they do have it. Did they actually go through it? Who knows? That's to be seen. Who knows if the police actually looked through the messages or see if somebody was trying to get in. That we don't know. The roaches are extra macros. Yes. It's a little crunchy. Oh, I like that macro flavor. Yeah, it gives it a little crunch at the end. Yeah, it's crunchy on the outside and it's soft on the inside. Yummy, my favorite. Media. He later confessed to killing his kids. Yeah, he confessed multiple times to that. Yeah. And see, this is the thing. It's he confessed that he annihilated his whole family. Do we know that he actually murdered his whole family? I'm still of the belief that he did. until I start to see anything that points to Nicole Kessinger actually having done it. I'm still of the belief that it was Chris Watts who did it, and that's still to be seen how it was done. I do think that I do think that Nicole helped with um the the cleanup, right? Whatever it was, the day after she did help with the cleanup, she helped with the planning. But I think the day of, I do believe that Shanann went to sleep. Chris waited for her to go to sleep because Shanann got home at around 2 a.m. She did her thing. She probably went to sleep, and then he got up and he killed her while she was sleeping. The only problem that I have with that is that Shanann went to bed with mascara on. Why would Shanann go to sleep with mascara on while Chris is supposedly sleeping? And that's where I don't know. If anybody has any theories around there, words. If anybody has any theories around that, let me know. On the 12th. This is where, okay, here. I think we have, so we're done with this one. Okay. This is where I'm having trouble with that series of events. If okay, so let's just go ahead and say that one of the girls, right? One of the girls was already gone the day before. So if Shanann gets home, knowing Shanann, obviously I don't know her, but understanding Shanann's behavior via Facebook, I believe that as a mom that she was, she would come home and go straight to her children. She would check on Bella and Cece. So, if one of the children was already gone, Shanann would have seen that. At that point, what? She was ambushed? But if she was ambushed, there would be a sign that there was a struggle. Because when you're ambushed, your body just reacts. Your body would react if you're being ambushed. So that one, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, she wouldn't. She was OCD. OCD doesn't go to bed with mascara on. Yeah, exactly. I don't think she would go to bed if she had mascara on. She would wash her face, she would shower. She wouldn't. No, she wouldn't. See, and it's the theories about NK doing the kids that should make her want to go public if she was innocent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. If anything, that's the worst thing that you can accuse anybody of, especially if you didn't do it. You're like, what? I did what? I'm sorry? No. Apple Watch did not show any movement after she opened the door. But if she was ambushed, why were there no defensive wounds? None. It's just not likely that she was ambushed and didn't fight back. I mean, even if you're not physically fighting back, right? Again, you're being ambushed. You're walking in, you're expecting a good night's sleep. You're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Somebody ambushes you. You're going to react. You're like, who is that? What the hell? You're going to scratch. You're going to grab. None of that happened. So she wasn't ambushed. The likelihood that she was ambushed is not supported by the evidence, unless the evidence is wrong, unless there was some type of a struggle and it just wasn't reported, right? But based on the evidence and the autopsy and everything, right? And we're going to assume that everything's correct. There was no struggle. However, we also do need to remember that the CBI lady, the forensics person, I think she was just in trial. She went to trial for lying. Do you guys know what's her name? So it's CBI Weld County Forensics. It's a huge scandal where the forensics apparently had been wrong for how many years? Who knows? But yeah, there's a whole trial going on. Let me see. Let me see. Let's just put scandal because that's exactly what it is. Oh, right here. Um, okay, let's go ahead and watch this. Oh, you guys can't see it, can you? All right, there it is. So yeah, let's go ahead and see this. But yeah, this lady just either went to jail or something for lying about the forensics. I think she was ambushed but restrained in some way so she couldn't fight. Maybe like a fight or flight and freeze, maybe? Is it true the screen was ripped? What? No way. He attacked her when... Oh, thank you. Thank you, bro mom. I appreciate you. He attacked her when she came in and checked on the kids. The trauma dog went crazy at the foot of Cece's bed. If I saw my child dead, I would be in shock and not fight back either. Huh. That's an interesting point. That's very interesting. Thanks, bro mom. Yeah, I had not thought of that. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Your body would go in shock because you're walking in and your child is not breathing. I do see that. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. He wrapped her in a sheet. It's inconceivable. He rear choked her at the door, went upstairs, got the sheet, wrapped her, mascara, got on the sheet. Remember, she also had paper bags around her hands, covering her hands. Yeah, we know how much she loved those kids. Exactly. Again, we don't have to know her personally. We can see the numerous videos. We hear testimony from friends, from family. You can see that she loves her kids very much. She's not going to go and go on a work trip for however long, come back and not check on her kids first thing. Those are the first thing that she's going to do is check on her kids before she checks on anybody else. Obviously, Chris. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch it's only 39 seconds. But for those of you who don't know, the forensics CBI person, former CBI forensics scientist pleads not guilty to charges related to mishandling DNA evidence. Let's watch.
Former Colorado Bureau of Investigation forensic scientist has pleaded not guilty to more than 100 felony charges. Yvonne Missy Woods is accused of mishandling DNA evidence in criminal cases. CBI says the investigation into Woods began in 2023 when an intern at the agency noticed problems with Woods' work. CBI says it has identified more than 1,000 cases impacted by her alleged misconduct. Scripps News Group in Denver spoke with one victim's family member who wants Woods held accountable. The trial is scheduled for September with another hearing set for late August.
Wow. Yeah. So 1,000. She mishandled over 1,000 cases. I wonder if one of those cases was Shanann and the girls. If a lot of DNA was mishandled, who's to say, right? I mean, can we say for certain that Shanann's and the girls wasn't mishandled? Again, what do we actually know, right? But very good points. Everybody's bringing really, really good points. Even, things that I didn't come up with. Definitely seeing the points that you guys are making. Oxy in the blood, yes. So she must have messed this case up. It's likely, right? That's the thing is we have to look at everything. It's likely that the CBI forensic scientist did mess some things up. Payoffs, right? The odds are good. You know how you usually have, yes, right. Twister, yeah, with your hubby. So maybe when yeah, that's another interesting point, Darlene. thinks, because again, I think about these things too. I do. What's the most likely possibility? Does she get ambushed? Does she wait to go to sleep? Was she drugged, right? Was she given something so where she couldn't fight back? To me, that's the most likely because it's Shanann. I think that she would fight back unless she was unconscious. If she had no way of fighting back, then she wouldn't fight back. A cat would have investigated the Watts case more efficiently. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Gia. I'm pretty sure Gia would have already figured all of it out. She would have cracked the case. Narcissists hate when you're pregnant, even when they begged for it. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing is Chris wanted that baby. Someone I listened to once said he got her. Oh, yes. Cosmo Bear. Yes, this is what someone earlier had said. Darlene. Yes, Darlene and Cosmo Bear say that. Oh my gosh, where did the comment go now? Yeah, that Twister, maybe they were playing Twister down on the downward dog pose. The biggest betrayal is getting got from behind. Is that a possibility? Is that a possibility? I think that for that to happen, Chris would have had to, he had to have been able to play the game. I think that once he started playing games, once he started playing game once he started playing Twister with Nichol, he wasn't able to play Twister with anybody else. It's not even that he just wasn't feeling it. It's that there was so much apparently going in his brain that even Nichol said that he wasn't able to perform certain times. She's like, yeah, like we took out the Twister game out and he just wasn't able to play. He tried it. Yeah, he spun the little thing and it landed on blank. So he ended up not playing it. So that's why to me that one's also a little again, we don't know. But I just don't really see Chris even attempting it unless he wasn't, right? He's like, let me pretend to play Twister, but nothing's actually going to happen. And then he went straight for it, which again, I think that would throw her off and be like, what are you doing? And then she would fight back. But in order for this to work, they both would have had to be in it, right? In the middle of it, in the middle of playing Twister. And then Chris would have had to, strangle her? The wimp? Chris? The one who knew that he had to annihilate his whole family that same morning was also able to perform that morning and then at the same time annihilate her? That's where it gets, I can't really picture it because Chris Watts, as evil of a monster as he is, he's not serial killer type, right? Like he's not sadistic in the way that we think of sadistic people, right? Like he's not going to get pleasure. At least this is what I think, right? I don't think he would get pleasure out of doing that. And so therefore, psychologically, he wouldn't be able to perform. So that's why it's a little difficult for me to believe that, right? But hey, let me know everything, right? All of these opinions, all of it is welcome. I'm kind of going through it. I'm like, okay, that's a possibility, but let's see why it can work and why it wouldn't work. But hey, everything is possible. Again, we don't know. Chris was a demon that morning. Who knows? He probably did get enjoyment. Yeah, they played Twister to disarm her and make her think that he was back to normal. Yeah, a lot of people believe this. It was to disarm her, to get her feeling like maybe the relationship was going to go back to normal. They were rekindling things, which I will say, if that's what actually happened, wow. You wait until your wife trusts that you're going to get back with her, that you are going to work on the marriage, and then you strike. What a coward. What a straight up coward. He couldn't even just look her in the face and tell her the truth before he did it. No, he hid it until the very last seconds. He hid all of it. He never even told her because he's a coward. Yeah, don't forget he threw the book away. Yeah, this is the book that Shanann sent him to read so that they can work on the marriage. He threw it in the trash. And I do think about that one too. Was it him who threw it in the trash? Was it Nichol Kessinger? Was it a plan? Did they throw it in the trash to kind of make it seem like Shanann threw it in the trash and then she abandoned Chris? Was that the plan? Oh, look, detectives. Did you see the trash? Oh, yeah, my wife bought me that book and I was reading it. Trust me. I was reading it, officer, sergeant, detective, K9 unit. Because, I know how to read. And so I was in the middle of reading it and it ended up in the trash. I don't know why. Maybe Shanann threw it in the trash because she doesn't want to work on the marriage anymore and she abandoned me. I've thought of that too. I've thought that maybe it was staged. It was thrown in the trash to make it seem like Shanann threw it in the trash. Or it was probably just in the trash. Again, we don't know. What do you think? There was a Starbucks. Yes. The Starbucks cup has been mentioned so many times. Whose Starbucks cup was it? Does anybody know? I don't think Shanann would have checked on the girl she hated when they got woken up. Okay. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like people that I know, parents that I know, my own parents. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, it really does depend, right? It really does depend. If she checked on the girls or not that night. It's a possibility that she wouldn't want to wake them up because it's 2 a.m. So yeah, I see that. No, I see that. That's very reasonable. I don't believe that came out anything out of that dunderhead Chris Monster's flycatcher except the dark things he said. NK. Oh shoot. Oh, it's my cat. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Oh, I got so scared. You guys saw me. Something moved and I'm like, oh my gosh. She may have looked at the monitor. Maybe she saw on the monitor. Oh, I can see that point of view. Okay. What she saw on the monitor. Where was the monitor? Where was the monitor at? I woke mine for kisses. Yeah. Yeah, right? It really all depends. It's NK coming as Skinwalker. Those monitors were awful and we wouldn't show much. Yeah, and they wouldn't show much. Yeah, those monitors are really terrible. There's like the video of the cops trying to, I guess reenact what could have happened and it looks really bad. Really, really bad quality. Was it portable? Shanann's side of the bed. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes. Thanks, V-Bug. Yeah. The monitor was on Shanann's side of the bed. So if she walked in, saw the monitor, looked at her kids, they're like, okay, they're sleeping. Didn't wash her face. Why? Because she's tired. Laid down, went to bed. Chris rolled over at 4 a.m. It's really, really hard. That is the hardest. It's as much as I go through it and rack my brain, I just can't really visualize what actually happened that morning. That was an odd thing to reenact. Yeah, I agree. You see the cops there with a doll or something, and they're trying to reenact how Chris would have strangled his children. It only takes roughly 10 seconds to lose consciousness from strangling. So he would have had to incapacitate her for that long. Seems likely. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is Chris talks about how he did it, and it almost seems like he's making it up as he goes. He's like, yeah, I knew exactly how to put my hands around her throat. I knew how much pressure to use. It really all sounds, when he's talking about this, it really does sound like he read it somewhere. Like he read how to strangle someone. And so he is remembering it that way, as I remember reading about it. So that's why I know how to put my hands around her neck, because I remember reading about it. Nichol Kessinger tells Chris, just read, Chris. Just read. Reading is so good for you. Just read. Read about it. She's the one telling Chris to read everything. Read about it. And so Chris is saying, I know how to do this because I read about it. I think Chris was nervous that morning. He was hoping that he would get it right. And it just boggles my mind that he succeeded. It really does. And this is why I cannot believe that he did anything, because he's wimpy and cowardly. And Shanann was a force. So that's why ambush sounds right, but the evidence doesn't support that. So then what happened? Oh man, Gino would know how to choke someone out. We're definitely we're gonna look into Gino. We have to look into Gino. NK made him read about it. You always take the words out of my mouth. Love it. Awesome. Hey, great minds think alike. Right, because that's what it sounds like. It really does. Like the way that he explains it, it sounds like something that he learned from a textbook. Like, why? Oh, yeah, I strangled somebody and I know where to put my thumb 2 inches above the carotid. Just a little, like 5 to 10 ounces of pressure. What? When you're strangling someone, you just strangle. Why do you know how much pressure to use? Unless you read it. I can't see Chris do. Yeah, exactly. I can't see Chris doing it to all 3 for sure. Again, I don't know. When the detectives visited him in prison, he said, we had shovels. That's a big one too, Nidia. Thank you so much for bringing this up. He says, we had shovels. The detectives looked into this and they couldn't find the shovel. They found one of the shovels in Chris's truck, in his pickup, but they couldn't find any other shovels. Why would Chris need to say we? Who's we? We had shovels. And again, when we go back and look at the calendar, what are all those dates that we have questions about? Right? What are all those dates? What happened? What happened here on these days? Is this when the holes were dug? Is that why he slipped and said we? We had shovels? Yeah. Chris had too much time to clean up anything. Yep. Very sus. Yeah, the we statement. Exactly. It slipped. Remember the beginning, Chris's lawyers wanted to get DNA from the girls' necks, but they were supposedly smothered with their blankets so there wouldn't have been any. Weird. Now that you mention it, he also acts very strange when the detector when the investigators are telling him that Bella had lacerations in her mouth. The way that Chris reacts to that, he's like, huh? Wait, what do you mean? Huh? Again, it could just be that he's reacting to the fact that he murdered his own child, especially the one that looked like him and acted like him. So it could just be that he is reacting to the fact that he's a monster. Or it could just be that he has no clue what a laceration is because someone else did it. Again, all just ideas and thoughts. She likes books. She never oh, she even mentioned it was so cute that his girls had books. Yeah, she did. Oh, I went upstairs, Kevin. I looked around and then I said, "Oh my god, it's so nice that your girls have books. It's so nice that your girls read. It's so nice that your girls have books." Oh my goodness. He did act weird about yeah, he did. He did. You hear it in his voice. He's like, mm." Again, I took it as, okay, well, this guy, obviously he's feeling it. He's replaying that morning. So that's why he's acting that way. Or he's lying. But yeah. What kid doesn't have books? Exactly. Most kids have books. How's your child gonna learn how to read or anything if they don't have books? All kids, or I shouldn't say all kids, but yeah, most kids have books. But notice that she made such a big deal about it. I I said, "Oh my god, I love that your girls have books." I told him about the Lucky Charms. Me. I didn't. I told my friend Charlotte that I really hate that all these men have children already. Ugh, children. But oh my god, I really loved his kids. I never met them and I don't ever want to meet them. But oh my god, I told them about the Lucky Charms. Look, the unicorn Lucky Charms. Yeah. I was looking for apartments for him and his girls. Oh, I love children so much. I know I don't. I mean, I actually don't, but his girls are okay. Really, I don't buy it. His girls. I love his kid. They're fine. Maybe someday, maybe not right now, but hopefully sometime, maybe, hopefully, perhaps. Quizás. Maybe in the future we can meet. Who knows, though? Not believable. Scroll up to my comment above we. Hey, balloons. Oh, I love that, Cosmo Bear. You're using the it, right? The clown, it. What's his name? Pennywise. Come here. Yeah. I like the red balloons. They do catch my attention. I'm like, oh my God, is that Pennywise? Okay. Scroll up to the comment above we. Oh my gosh. It's a lot to scroll up. All right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my goodness. I don't see it, Cosmo Bear. I lost it. I just see look at my comment in all caps. Oh my god, which one? I'm so sorry. Can you comment it again? Can you type it again? I'm so sorry. Or copy and paste, maybe? I don't get satisfaction. He's in prison. Yeah, the only justice is the family being alive. Narcissists don't like their own kids. Oh yeah, that's that's very true. Hey, thanks, Tammy. Yeah, guys, go ahead. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. We have reached 8,000 subscribers. Amazing. 8,000 subscribers. It is a little, it's a rough patch right now for content creators on YouTube. I don't know where all the views are going. They're disappearing. YouTube has, I don't know, I think they've prioritized shorts. So now all the views are disappearing. Everything's going to shorts. So all help. Really, really appreciate you guys. If you can like, share, tell your friends about it. I would really, really help it, or I would really, really appreciate it. It would help with the channel a lot, with the visibility of it. Okay, Cosmo Bear. Okay, we meant the workers of Anadarko, not NK. Oh, wait. We meant the workers of Anadarko, not NK. The workers of Anadarko did what? I'm sorry. I'm so lost. Scroll up to my comment. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through all all these comments. Um, let's see. Let's see. Look at my comment. We do have to look into Gino, so definitely a lot of research there on genome and what was it? The sober living. We have to look into sober living. You'll get an algorithm bump at 10K, I promise. Thanks. Yeah, I'm lost too. He said we, and it meant we have a shovel. Oh, we. Okay, got you, Cosmo Bear. Okay, so he meant we have a shovel, as in we, him and his coworkers, not we, as in him and Nichol Kessinger. Correct? Is this what I'm getting at? Rake and weed whacker as part of our tools. Got it. Okay. So it's part of his tools. We have shovels, meaning it's just part of his equipment, right? And his coworkers have this equipment as part of the weed whacker and what is it, the shovel, as part of the tools, correct? Got it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. See, I love it. And I love it. Because again, a lot of information out there, so thanks for clarifying that and thanks for using the red balloons. We didn't. He just let her leave him. Couldn't have had his girlfriend. It's humanly possible for him to have done all of this by himself at such a short time frame. It's humanly impossible. Sorry. It is humanly impossible for him to have done all of this by himself in such a short time frame. And this is the thing, like I really wish that the police had at least done that to go check. And if they did, who knows? But they didn't release it to anybody. But it's just, I agree. It's just not really possible. I don't know if it's impossible, but he was doing a lot. He was texting his coworkers. He was supposed to dig a hole, put his family in there, all of this without getting caught. And all of this as himself, as Chris Idiot Watts, as the moron who is so stupid that he dated and then he said, to whom it may concern, sincerely Chris Watts, when leaving a note blaming his wife of future events that might happen. Again, when you have somebody as stupid as Chris Watts doing that, it is just so unbelievable to me that he would drive, dig holes, put body here, put body in there, come back, text message, call the friend, and all of it, he's just fine. Oh, I'm hungry. I worked up an appetite. I was very busy this morning, you guys. Yeah, I checked the survey. I'm so hungry. That is how his coworkers found him. He was fine. No sweat. He wasn't breathing hard. Nothing. So again, it's just, it makes no sense. How did he do this? Yeah, exactly. The hole was already dug, and I believe the kids were already dead. Yeah, the hole was already dug. I think that the majority of us, or I should say not a majority of us, but many of us believe that the hole was already dug. Cosmo Bear, oh my gosh, be careful. You're driving? Oh my gosh. Please don't. No, please don't text and drive. Oh my gosh. Okay. Driving now, still listening. Great. Okay. Don't text. Thanks, Cosmo Bear. But yeah. So I think we are getting closer. I think that there is a consensus now, right? At least for the most part. That obviously Nichol Kessinger was more involved than she says she was. Based on the evidence, I shouldn't say obviously, right? But there's a consensus, and we're getting closer to the truth, at least based on what we have. But let me know, everybody, any additional information that you may have. Drop it in the community bar. And yeah, let me know any additional things that we want to look into. This is something, so we're going to be doing this. I think I've gotten to the point where, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's actually a lot easier to do it this way because the point of my channel is not only to entertain, but it's also, I want to get to the bottom of this. I really do. I really, really do. And so because of that, and because I feel like we're so close and you guys are so helpful, we need to keep doing this. So our next episode is going to be on Friday. Or I don't know, do you guys want to do it tomorrow? It's really up to you. It's really up to you. I'm still editing the videos because I'm still gonna release them. But right now, because I've been down this rabbit hole, we're doing this instead. So let me know. Let me know if you guys want to watch or go through it tomorrow again. We're gonna go through it in a semi-organized way where we can then start pinpointing things together. But yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow and Friday. So I'll put together the presentation for tomorrow. Today was the timeline so that we can kind of get an idea of what it actually looks like, of what the timeline looks like, how busy August was, how semi-busy July was, and how almost non-busy June was. So we've gotten that down. In the next live stream, if there's anything else that we need to add, we'll add it. And then we will move on to everything additional that we have. The hole, gym, the fire stick, the co-workers, all of this stuff. And we'll start doing it this way because we can interact and we can collaborate and we can get it done in real time. What do you all think? What do you guys think? Talk to text. Oh my gosh, Cosmo Bear. Please be safe. Oh my gosh. I just get so nervous. Hey, yes, Rabbit Hole rocks tomorrow. I'm curious about that because those things are huge. Yeah. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and leave it here. This is the timeline. Go ahead and check it out. Like I said, add any additional comments, opinions, theories in there. And we will meet again tomorrow. At the same time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. We'll get together. We'll go through it again and see what else we can find. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for spending, how long have we been here? 3 hours, you guys, almost 3 hours. Thank you all so much for the love, for the support, for your opinions, your theories, your comments. I love you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you to my moderators for keeping the chat welcoming. Love you all. Love my subscribers and all of my members. Take care. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys. Love you all. Bye.